Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this, our first session of Monster Hearts 2. This is Euphoria. Euphoria is a community to spotlight diverse TTRPG creatives here locally in Europe and outside of the US. Support and follow Euphoria on all their social listed down below. And this is TTRPG Girls, which is a streamed event to celebrate and uplift TTRPG creatives who are women and folks identifying with womanhood from underrepresented communities, and particularly those in Europe and outside the US of A. My name is Helena. I'm going to be your master of ceremonies for this three shot. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a Latino woman with pale skin and wavy hair and bangs. Yeah, and I would like now to introduce my wonderful cast. So we're going to start with Miranda.
Hi everyone, I'm Miranda. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a white woman in her early 30s. I have got short, it's actually blue hair, but on stream it kind of looks like grey or brown. And I'm wearing a flowery dress and a green cardigan today.
I'm in black, by the way. I'm wearing like a black T-shirt without sleeves. I'm always wearing black. Thank you so much, Miranda. Let's go now to Magnolia.
Hi, I'm Magnolia. I'm a black woman living in Ireland from the States. I've got on a different flowery dress, and at some point, I'm probably going to slip that leather jacket back on.
I love it. Thank you so much, Magnolia.
My pronouns are she,
And
her. I feel like I forgot that.
yes, excellent. Yeah, you got it there in the end. Next, we have Flavia.
Hi everyone, my name is Flavia. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a writer and a streamer from Brazil. Half of my hair is blue and it's short. I'm a white woman with a tank top, pink tank top, and glasses.
Yes, one of the glasses are here. And last but not least, we have Assist.
Did not. Hi, I'm Assis. My pronouns are she, her. I am an Indian woman with glasses and hair that is reddish brown partway through, and I'm wearing a blue top.
Awesome, 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 everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. Uh, so, tonight and for the next two more nights, we're going to play three sessions of the amazing Monster Hearts 2, a game by Avery Alder, which you can find at buriedwithoutceremony.com slash Monster Hearts. And what is Monster Hearts about? The tagline is High School Horror Show. So, according to the book, Avery told us that Monster Hearts 2 is about the messy lives of teenagers who are secretly monsters. It explores the terror and confusion of having a body that is changing without your permission. The monstrosity of these characters is literal. They are vampires, werewolves, witches, and more. But the monstrosity is also allegorical, standing in for experiences of alienation, shame, queerness, and self destruction. Considering that, we're gonna go through some the content warnings for tonight and the rest of our games is dysfunctional relationships, teen sexuality, coercive power, trauma, abuse, and stylized violence, and it's R-rated for language and adult themes. Okay. With that being said, I think we're ready. Is everybody ready? Should we start? Awesome.
Let's do it.
So, welcome to Duskmoor. Duskmoor is a little town of about 5,000 people lost amidst the moors in some nondescript part of Europe. It has peoples of all colors and all shapes and sizes. And we're playing in the late 90s. This is 1998. And it has been a horribly, horribly hot summer. School was about to start, but then something terrible happened. Uh, Duskmoor's golden boy was found tragically dead. Archibald Archie Arrington was found dead early the morning of on the morning of Monday, September 6th, uh, among the Duskness Forest by police. There's an investigation ongoing, of course. And when we open up our game, we see uh, basically everybody who's anybody, and then some other people join around and packing up around Duskmore Cemetery, which is this very old, kind of like ancient cemetery. We have many rows of faded headstones. Some of them you can barely see the names on them anymore. As the summer has been so hot, the usually green grass is now a little bit faded away, almost like yellowish. And um, the one feature that dominates the scene in this case is the ruined remnants of an abbey. You have like the arches still, the construction, it is empty. It suffered some kind of calamity not so long ago, and it's now no longer usable. And all around it you have some imposing skeletal trees. They're like thin and gnarly. And everybody, there's like a wave of black. Everybody dressed in the best suits and dresses they could find, dressed in black. In The camera pans in and shows us a close up of a young man, um, late, like a teenager. But this, imagine this is like a CW show, so everybody's being portrayed by adult actors actually. So, but this man looks like a teenage boy, like around 17, 18. Very good looking, a little bit muscular, well built. Has like short hair, like spiky short hair, the classic 90s spiky short hair. And his eyes are a color like ember greenish. And he's wearing like a white shirt, and he's looking at the camera, kind of like a very sexy type of look. And there's like a faded background of some place in Europe, probably some holidays or something, and that is a frame. And as we're panning out away from this, we see Archie's father, um Mr. Arrington, the town's mayor, and also headmaster at Moorland High, which is the academy slash high school that all of you attend. And he's dressed in impeccable black. He looks like a has like some beard on him, like a kind of like this kind of 5 o'clock shadow. Probably he hasn't shaved in a couple of days, and he's wearing like thick sunglasses and same kind of short hair, much paler. And everybody's going around, a lot of handshaking, some people leaning in saying things. uh, Mr. Arrington's wife and Archie's mother has been dead for years now, so he's all alone there beside the portrait. And then we have like a casket, an open casket, which we cannot see from afar who is inside, or how they look like. And then a lot of people are coming and going. Uh, we see the complete football team at school, all of them dressed in black, like trying to maintain a facade of seriousness and everything. They're sad, but they are not accustomed to looking sad, so they're like jabbing at each other and trying to do stupid things. And some of them are trying to control the rest. We have the cheerleaders, which are for once dressed in a color that is not like the blues and greens of Moreland High. And one of them is missing though. The captain of the cheerleaders, and also Archie's girlfriend, Ophelia Brewster. She's nowhere to be seen. Her Goldilocks hair and like kind of mousy face is nowhere here so far. And then we have the rest of the community. So as I said, it's like a wave, like a tide of black. A lot of handshaking, a lot of whispers around. And then there is a minister or a pastor that comes along and opens up a book and starts reading. And from afar, we cannot really distinguish what he's saying. But in that moment, the camera pans around, moves away, and shows a hill still inside, technically, Duskmore Cemetery, but a little bit farther away than everybody else's. And then we see four figures. which are suspiciously under the shade of a giant poplar, looking over at the proceedings. And we're gonna start. And these are clearly our protagonists. So I'm gonna start introducing them. We're gonna go first for Lyric. So can you introduce Lyric, please?
So, Lyric is, I want to say, average height, like light brown skin. Um, Her hair is kind of in a lot of different colors. Like she's got patchworks of dyed hair all over. But to kind of fit the funeral vibe, she's wearing a black dress that's the a relatively long black dress, mostly simple apart from a pentagram boob window, and she's wearing a veil to just hide the delight on her face. um, and she's also very twitchy, like just like her hands are not sitting still. You're muted.
Sorry. Thank you. I'm gonna have to be aware of that. Yeah, that's so cool. So who are you looking at intently? In this case, or somebody, I should say. I'm sorry. Somebody is looking at Lyric very intently, almost you could say with an obsessed look in their eyes. Can you please describe December for us?
Absolutely. So December will be standing like very slightly behind Lyric, for a better view, of her, not her target, but the object of her obsession at the moment. Um, December has made a good effort at funeral wear, so they're wearing like their least beat up black hoodie, and some like long, super baggy, kind of grungy jeans, like were popular, like I think Nirvana kind of fashion. Um,
Yes, the
and
grunge days.
grunge days, yeah. Um, they have also tried to bring a veil, but it's like they went to like Joanne's Fabrics and just got like a meter of mesh and put that on their
Sure.
head. So they're having a great time.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
Awesome.
I would say, in terms of general appearance, December is probably a little bit over average height, uses crutches to get around, um, and has like a short, kind of boyish haircut. Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
Uh, do the crutches have anything in particular that distinguishes them from the ones you would imagine, or are they
I
like
think
regular?
probably
Yeah.
like covered in band stickers. Um,
Ah,
like to try
love
and
it.
fit in the various
Sure.
different things that December has been obsessed with. Each one gets a sticker on
Awesome.
the crutches.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, kind of like decorated crutches. Awesome. Apart from these two, though, we see a figure which is not paying attention probably to any of them, apart from like a sideways glance, I would say. Which is the one that also looks like the most quote unquote normal. Can you introduce Maria to us?
Yes. So actually, Maria is looking very intently to the coffin
Oh,
because she is bawling her eyes out. She's crying a lot, and,
wow.
and not a normal sense. But she looks very normal, maybe too normal for this occasion because she's a new girl in town. She's very
Mm,
tall and she has short hair, but not too short, not too long. Um, and she's in a pink dress because where she came from, she was very happy and with a lot of colorful clothes, So she's wearing a black cardigan, trying
okay.
to cover her dress,
Yeah, kind of
for
like trying
being
to cover it. And it's so hot. It's like you're doing this like self-sacrifice of putting on the cardigan with this
yes.
boiling hot midday sun. Awesome.
And she's leaning into another character of ours.
Ooh,
which
awesome.
is Temperance. She's like crying uh, with her head kind of leaning into Temperance head because Temperance is shorter, so she's like
Yeah,
that.
awesome.
And she's like, that's so sad.
As you're you're looking from very much far away. At the casket, the open casket. Uh, you seem to notice something strange, but you're too far away, and you don't want to come any close, especially
No.
dressing in pink.
Yes.
Luckily for you, though, in this world, some for you and for some of other people out there, sometimes you don't need your eyes to look into things. Sometimes you can gaze into the abyss if you want to. Would you like to?
Of course. I want to
Okay,
start with the
roll with dark.
rollings.
Yeah.
So
Roll with dark then.
gaze
Gaze
into the
into
abyss is dark,
is with
right?
dark. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so I'm gonna try the rolling here.
Yeah, let's do it. See how it goes. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. So this is for those of you playing at home. This is PBTA. So this is 2d6s plus a stat. If you get a 6 or minus, that's a miss. A miss is not always failing. Sometimes a miss means you don't get what you want or you get a lot more than you asked for. Uh, and whenever you miss, you also mark experience, which is useful because when you miss, you get a little bit better in the future at things. 7 to 9 means you usually get what you want or you get less than you wanted, but you got to pay a cost to get everything. And then 10 plus is the full success. In this case, Maria rolled a 5. So that means that that's a miss. So immediately you can mark um you can mark experience. And as you're looking from afar, you look into the casket and you cannot see this. This is not you seeing, it's more like a perception, but also a certainty. You're sure the corpse looks amazing, looks almost the same as the picture. And then there's kind of like interference, kind of like in the image, and we see juxtaposed the image of the body of Archie after you killed him. How messed up it was. Can you describe it? How messed up it was for in that moment? After basically, when he was gone, when you made certain that he was gone.
Um, when he died, his body was a little bit beat up, you
Okay,
know.
sure.
His face wasn't the pristine look he always had, like the
Yeah,
the perfect boy, but looks like someone was uh, in a rage fit when they killed him.
there's someone's. Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
someone's.
and once the image returns to our reality right now, we see that you get this perception, and you cannot help a shiver running down your spine. And you perceive the shiver, Temperance. Can you introduce us?
Okay. Temperance, the person Maria sort of like leaned over, crying on. She is every inch of 5'6". A like black one, like large loose curls about halfway down the back. She's wearing a like a sort of nice but like older dress, like something you think someone would wear to a funeral, but like 20 years ago. Like
Awesome.
the highest like mourning fashion of the 1970s, if you will.
Awesome.
And
Yeah.
she's got like an umbrella in one hand, and she's got a hand all the way up here, just like there, it'll be fine.
Awesome.
She has a look of like vague annoyance on her face, but she's not facing Maria, so she cannot tell.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the four of you, and you are there under the shade under the shadow of this poplar tree. What do you want to do? Talk amongst yourselves. You want to discuss anything? This the funeral is gonna go on for a bit. Like the padre is now opening the book, talking, going about things. There's like the place is now dead quiet, but you're far enough away that you can talk normally and nobody is going to listen to what you're saying. So, what would you like to do?
December is kind of jittery. like something isn't right, they're not doing something they should be doing. Um, and they kind of nudge Lyric and say, we should be down there, right? We should shake hands. That's the thing. Everyone's shaking hands. We should say something. I liked his teeth. I could say that.
We should shake hands. I don't think the murderers should be shaking the hands of, the
Shh,
people who are sad.
someone might hear.
Oh, right. Right, sorry. The
Yeah, don't say it
murderers.
out loud.
Fair being fair, we're only the
Murderers.
murder. We only killed him if we got caught. It's fine.
But it's not how that works, for God.
It
That how
is
that
legally.
works?
It is legally.
I don't know. God's not coming down here and investigating. I think we'll be fine.
That's
Honestly,
what
I
you
don't I
think.
don't want to be near anyone who liked him, but I do want to make sure he's actually dead.
Didn't we do that
Oh,
part
that's so good.
already?
No, you
Doesn't
did.
hurt to double check.
You did make very sure he was dead. Now, fair being fair, December.
Hmm.
No, it wasn't sure it was Lyric. Lyric, you did make extremely sure he was dead.
And he made sure I was dead, and yet
And
Yeah, things keep happening.
Everything's so sad.
so, it's
Okay. I
and
feel, Lyric,
um,
that you are like, with the more they talk about how bad or wrong this could go, and the more you think about how uncomfortable it could be, there's like a rush in your veins, kind of like,
yeah. Um,
oh, it could be so cool. So I'm gonna say this is leaning a lot into your hunger. So you have an option here. You can either try and go there, or you can try to deny the hunger, but rolling to keep your cool. So it's gonna be up to you.
oh, I am not denying this hunger. I'm going to I'm going to pat Maria on the shoulder and be like, "Oh no, everything is not sad. Everything's boring. Let's go make it more fun." And I'll just start walking down.
Okay, so you're walking downhill. How about the rest of you? If anybody wants to convince us this, you can try to pull a string if you have a string on her.
I'm go. I'm going
Thank
after.
God he
I'm
has
going
strings
after
on me.
Lyric,
Okay, yeah,
and I'll go like, no, Lyric, I'll go with you. Please, don't leave me here.
awesome.
Yeah,
Temperance and
December December's definitely following, but like a bit slowly because Hill's crutches, not a great
yeah,
pairing. But
exactly.
they're coming along.
Awesome.
Temperance will stay sort of towards the back with December, but also her plan was to go down there and pretend to be sad anyway. So it's
Yeah,
all going.
awesome.
Like I was,
So as we
she's
see,
gonna go lie to the family of the deceased.
awesome, yeah. So as you go down, and basically you walk down like this hill, go down slowly but surely. The four of you then are approaching, and as you're getting closer, uh, now people are getting bored. Like it's so hard. A lot of people are trying to fan themselves. Like it's not helping. There's not a wisp of wind in this bloody cemetery. Everybody's just like very quiet. Nobody wants to be the one breaking protocol by drinking some water or anything. Uh, there's like a baby crying in the distance, of course, and then there's like a moment of quietness, like the padre stopped speaking. You didn't you weren't even able to catch like the last part of the sermon, and he moves back, and there's this weird moment of like nobody knows what to do next. And then the mother of Archie's girlfriend, so technically it could be like like related somehow politically, in this case to in this case to Archie, and also the a teacher at Moreland High, Mrs. Brewster. She's like a long white, like hair that is so blonde that is almost white, kind of like middle-aged woman, and she approaches with one of these radio players that look like a ball, that were like like silvery ball ones, and puts it like on top of a chair, one of these folding chairs that everybody's using, and then presses play, and then the speakers start reproducing loudly and very distorted "Candle in the Wind" in the 1997 version by Elton John, which was the funeral music that we used for Lady Di's funeral last year. And everybody who's old is now, if it wasn't, now is crying evidently. And all the young people, they didn't have the words for this, but they're like dying of cringe in this moment. The
Can
cringe is so real.
temperance briefly engage in some old head behaviors by also hysterically weeping?
Sure.
I
Uh,
don't
I
know if
would
I
say,
roll
yeah.
anything for this because she is
No, no,
pure
I don't think
bullshitting
so.
right now.
Yeah, you just like
Okay.
going for it, just like crying and yeah, the song is great. Sir Elton John, I love him. Everything is well with him, but it feels so out of place. Like you look at that picture, and even if you never knew that guy, you will know that he did not listen to Elton John. Like this wasn't his favorite song. This is the most generic funeral song you could have ever thought of using in something like this. Um, and as the song finishes up, because we want to skip most of it, it's television. We cannot have like a 5 minute song here.
We don't
Uh,
have the rights.
we don't have the
We
rights
don't
for
have
it.
the
We're
rights.
gonna shorten it up. And we're gonna skip a little bit actually so of the proceedings. And now we have the moment of basically the last farewell. So everybody's going around the casket, presenting basically their condolences to Mr. Arrington, and then either saying something to the casket, putting a rose on it, um, something like that, and then they pass on. So basically, they're moving around it. They do at the top. They touch, Mr. Harrington. Say the goodbyes, and then they move around the casket, and then they start leaving. So we start getting like the procession out of the in this case out of the funeral as such. We're gonna move on into the ending of it. What would you like to do? People are getting in line now, literally, to do like the whole going around. Um, so what would you like to do?
Well, December gave her idea to Lyric, and Lyric said it was a good idea.
Yeah,
So December's gonna get in line,
awesome.
and follow everyone else and notice what they're doing. Um, and when she gets to Mr. Arrington, she's gonna go for a handshake. Um, and then she's gonna lean in and very seriously say, "He had good teeth," and then start crying and move
I
around the
love this
casket.
so much. Okay, awesome. Uh, I'm gonna say that when you say he had good teeth, this man, now that you come close to him, he's probably the only one that isn't noticing the heat. His hand is dead cold,
Mm,
and you touch his hand, and he looks at you, and you say the teeth, and there's like the hint, like the idea of a smile that doesn't come out, like it's too tired, everything in his face
mhm.
to actually emote. And he just nods, and weirdly enough, like Mrs. Brewster is by his side, so a lot of people are getting confused and are like offering condolences to her too, which is like because the way she's
Mhm.
placed right now. And as you turn around and you try to cry, I'm gonna say that yeah, sure, you can go around and you do your little bit of crying, and um definitely uh what do you do in front of the casket though? Do you do anything? Do you say anything? Do you look at it? What would you like to do in this case?
Can I look around? Like, are people behind and in front of me really close to me, or do I have a bit of
Not
space?
really. No, people are trying to give everybody some space.
Okay.
People are gonna be here for a while. By the way, this is gonna be like probably an hour, maybe longer. Just people coming and going at it. So,
In that
what would you like to
case,
do?
I'm gonna reach into the casket as though I want to hold his hand, but actually I want to check his pulse. Like,
Awesome.
is he for sure dead?
Yeah, you touch the body, and it is if Mr. Harrington's hand was cold. This is beyond that. It's like it's so cold, it's dead cold. It's like dead meat type of thing. And you touch it and the hands are so soft. The hands of somebody who has never had to work a day in their life for anything. Um and there's nothing. You don't feel you look at and it's and now you see this thing which also like um Marie already got a vision of this, but you now get to see it like in front of it. Whoever did this should get a like an award or something. Like the makeup is so well done, and there must be some prosthetics as well because there were parts missing. You remember that shouldn't fit in a face properly, but the face looks very good. It was very gentle and relaxed, and he looks pretty good for being that. Um,
Okay, I like hurry away and back to our little group wherever we're standing.
awesome. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be in line also
people
to
are
awesome.
all in
greet.
line.
Yeah, Lyric wants to get in line, but as close to the like Lyric wants to make sure there's nobody outside our group behind her.
Oh, okay, sure,
And also I want Temperance to kind of stick very close to me but ahead
sure.
because I have plans for when we get to the casket.
What
Okay,
gods
awesome.
earth are you
Yeah.
about to do to the casket?
That's
Oh
what I'm talking
no.
about. Okay. So in that case, the order would be like Maria first and then Temperance and Lyric then, kind of together at the back,
That makes
closing in.
sense.
Yeah, sure. Uh Maria, did you ever got to meet Mr. Arrington back at the Arrington house?
Uh,
Or the relationship never went that far?
yeah. I got in town the last month and we haven't had any classes. Today was the first day of school, right?
Yeah.
So
Should
I
have been
only
yesterday actually. Yeah, today when there's gonna be any classes either.
yeah, yeah. So I only got to meet him as a principal, but like enrolling school, right? Nothing
Sure.
like, oh, okay, I know you. And as Archie's father, I was just stalking him, so I didn't get to meet his dad. You know,
But you saw him like you know him very well because you stalk Archie so much that you
of
actually
course.
saw the father a lot.
Yeah, they're so
Uh,
alike.
and yeah, they actually pretty much like and Mr. Arrington or Alexander, Alexander Arrington. He looks very well kept for a you imagine 40-year-old something, and when you've seen him before and he always looks like very like like almost like a very youngish kind of spirit, like he almost looked like Archie's older brother instead of his father. And then now you see how basically this man has aged 10 years in the past couple days. He looks so worn down and he's probably not eating. You can see like the sunken like cheeks and everything else, or and the cracked lips,
Yeah,
probably from dehydration of too much crying.
yeah.
uh and what do you say, or how do you approach him? What do
Um,
you want to do?
she thinks, wow, now he really looks like an adult. Um,
He
and,
does.
and she's crying her eyes out because she's filled with Christian guilt, and everything's coming down to this funeral. So she shakes his hand like, I'm so sorry. I'm so, so sorry. you know?
Yeah.
And she looks so with a lot of pain in her face. And then
Okay.
she looks to the coffin, to the body, and she puts a hand in the coffin and says, "You were so awful, terrible human being. I'm so sorry." And then she leaves.
Do you like run away after saying that
Yes,
kind of like situation?
yes.
And when you say that, the football soccer, by the way, for those in the United States, for when I mean football in this case, I mean soccer team. So
Okay.
the soccer team who was like a little bits away from the casket, when you say that, they cannot help but start laughing and like making jokes. Kind of like
Uh,
they lose a little bit of their whatever little composure they were able to summon for this, and you run away, and there's like a even like a whistling, kind of like a, there's no cat calling, but it's like a whistling to what you just did. And yeah, there's one of them. The rest of you I'm gonna be able to say this, so probably I'm gonna say December and then like Lyric and Temperance. You see one of them who is the only one that doesn't seem to be pretending to be sad or serious, and this is Nate Chen. He's Nate is looks like Asian, young Asian guy, also very good looking, a lot more muscle in him than like Archie had. This is like kind of a more well built, athlete type guy, and he kills them with a stare. Like he looks at the rest of the team and he kills them, and all of them grow quiet, dead quiet, and he turns around and there's this, he looks so pale and like almost like a statue, like a very very stoic kind of approach. It's one of those people that when you look at them you're like, how can you give me a hug? Like you look like so comfy and like strong. And he just stands there. um Lyric, you're getting in line now. It's your turn after what had just happened. A couple of people were in between, so now it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I mean, and Magnolia's in front of me,
I
right?
thought I was.
Okay. Sorry, then
Sorry,
Temperance, you go
character
first.
names.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Temperance.
Okay. Hmm. I Temperance. I think Temperance goes up to. Is it like the body in the casket, and then like Mr. Arrington, like next to it?
Basically, he's like at the top of it, and then by the side of Mr. Arrington, by like on his right side, there is Mrs. Brewster.
Okay, he's
Uh,
right there.
Yeah,
Understandable.
yeah.
I'm
Oh, wait, then before Temperance goes up, Lyric is just going to
jump in front of
um
me.
no, just be right behind you. Like basically walk
Yeah.
like just one step behind you and just whisper, like distract him.
I no. I don't think I. And okay, and Temperance walks up
Distracted.
to Mr. Arrington.
You're his neighbor. You can do it.
Oh God, I am his neighbor. Oh, God. Okay. Well, Temperance walks up to Mr. Arrington. Gives him a whole shield. Like, and understand. I I know Archie and I never got along terribly well, but I never thought I would. I never thought we'd be without him. I miss him terribly, as I'm sure do you. I'm sorry. My condolences, Mr. Arrington. And she walks to the body and like standing up over out loud says, I oh, we knew each other our whole lives. It's a shame we couldn't get along better. And leans in close right up to the ear in the coffin and whispers, see ya, fucker. It was.
Okay.
Question: body before Mr. Harrington, after Mr. Harrington?
The body was before Mr. Arrington. I'm presuming
Okay,
whatever
you
Yeah.
just went
bullshit
back.
you're going
Yeah,
to do happened
Yeah.
that's
during
fair.
that.
That
So
is true.
Okay.
we might have to retcon some of what just happened.
Yes.
As you say this, so Mr. Arrington, you know each other like you're your neighbors. You've known you've known him your whole life.
Whole life.
Um,
It's like an uncle to me, derogatory.
kind of like a weird uncle type. How are you going to distract him? I have a
I
there's an option, but it's kind of a creepy option. But you could try to turn him on, and
Oh
that
my
could be an
god.
option. I know.
turning this man
Uh,
into a nonce minute 5.
okay, if you don't want that, we can try something else.
I
Uh which you need to choose another move. You have only one move on your vampire move, so you need to get
I
another
could have
one.
sworn I had a second. Okay.
Which was the
Cold
other
as
one that you
ice
wanted?
was I thought the one I thought I expected inescapable and
Okay.
cold as ice because I changed it from hypnotic.
Yeah.
Um okay. I shut someone down. I don't know if shut someone down applies to this. I should have had this open
Yeah.
from the
There's the basic moves are only also there's a tab with them, and yeah, shutting someone down is more along the lines of like saying something or doing something like they would it would make them go away. So if you said something to him, like to Mr. Arrington to his face, kind of like a bad thing, you could go for shutting someone out. Like, what are you trying to pretend here that you are like a good father or some shit? That you go for that.
I don't
And turning someone on is more like subtle. It could be just you looking very well in black, and that's it.
I
Um,
I don't know if turn someone on necessarily have to be sexual, or can it just be
no,
to invoke strong? Okay, perfect. In that case,
you
I
can
am going
distract
to
them. Yeah,
lean so much harder into like the like we knew each other our whole lives. Like he
yeah,
was, I I I hate to say this, but he was a friend of mine, and I don't think I realized it till now. And I'm going to try to make this as sad as humanly possible to see if I can get the world's
awesome,
most dehydrated father to start crying at his son's funeral again.
awesome. Yes, go ahead and roll with hot then.
Okay.
Uh, and
All
then
right.
we'll
What?
see.
Let me make sure I have this stat. Okay. We are. Fuck me. 7. 5 plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah, this is
So
good enough. Yeah. So on a 79, they can either give you a string or choose one of the reactions. I think I'm gonna choose the reaction, which is I get embarrassed and act awkward. So I want to say you do this kind of like keeping the handshake on for too long, then putting the other hand in
I think
and
it
doing
crawls
the
up his arm. Like
yeah,
the
kind of like
handshake goes
going
to his
there
shoulder.
in that
Oh
breaking
no.
of like your private space. All of a sudden, he like
Uh,
tries to go away from it, but you're so in his face, and when he tries to look away from you, the first thing he sees is the dead body of his only son, and that's the moment in which he breaks away, and he lets out a cry, kind of one of those a cry of pain that is so profound that cannot be we got a very good actor for this, of course, and he's able like to lean in into this, like give the most heartfelt cry, and then he basically pushes you away a little bit and starts walking, starts like running away, and Mrs. Bruce is like, Alexander, come on, and she started like, going after him, trying to get him to return or something. So for a moment there is chaos. People are like, should we keep on going? Should I give hands to anybody? Like, he's not there, she's not there. Uh, a lot of the people who already did this are starting like to try to look around and see how many people are leaving or who if anybody else is leaving so they can leave too. So I think that was a pretty good distraction. In that case, Lyric, what you would like to do?
Um, okay, while Temperance has him distracted, I would like to lean over his body, near the head, pretend to cry, take out
Yeah.
a sharpie from a pocket in the dress, and draw a dick on his face.
Oh, the pettiness. We
Absolutely.
love it.
God.
Yes.
Oh,
uh I want to say
never
as you
gone out of
do
style.
this, you feel like the Sharpie going over, and as you go over this and you start like scratching, the Sharpie should have gone over makeup, a lot of makeup, to turn someone that messed up into a even regular looking human being, and now a good looking one. That should be like layers and layers of makeup. Instead, the Sharpie goes over the skin very smoothly,
Oh,
and you're like, wait a minute, it shouldn't be like this. This isn't makeup. And you finish the dick, you do the whole thing, and then you keep it. You basically put the lid back on, start
Draw the
walking
little
away.
balls.
Yeah, and as you're walking away, the chaos ensues. And this is a very good moment, by the way, for all of you, in case you wanna do something or talk to someone or say anything. Otherwise, I think like basically this is over. Now we need to get Mr. Arrington back, lower the casket, throw the dirt on it. But those are gonna be like end of thing proceedings. Probably most everybody who's not really close to the family is gonna leave now. So, what would you like to do?
Um, um, I Maria had run away, but not run away from the place. She
Yeah.
just ran and went to the side of December and started trying to light a cigarette. But it looks like something she's not good at doing.
Accustomed to also, yeah.
Yeah, and she's there failing over and over, and
Eventually,
uh
December will reach out and do it perfectly and be like, "It's
yeah.
okay, it took me 500 practices to get this right."
Of
Yeah,
course it did.
and she
So
looks at
yeah.
and she looks at you and she goes, oh, okay, thank you. And she smokes and she's like coughing,
Yeah.
oh my god, not
Okay.
knowing what she's doing, but grieving anyway. And she looks at the coughing at what Assis is doing,
Yeah.
and she can't see what she's drawing,
Yeah,
but she
no.
sees
You see
the
the drawing, yeah.
yeah, but she's like, well, I think I saw something strange when I was up there. Maybe I can see something better when I'm here. And then she's going to try to gaze into the abyss again.
As you are about to do this, you get this feeling of kind of a weird type of a tingling sensation of uh are you sure you want to do this? Like there's all of this was a clown show. And you get the feeling now of how clownish all of this was. Some people here are being honest. Some people here are actually feeling what is happening. Most people here are lying through their teeth. This is a spectacle. This is a show.
Yeah.
This is a moment to put on a face, to be there in this very momentous moment for this very small town lost among the moors. Um, you can go ahead, but I'm gonna let you know like right ahead that if you miss, this is gonna be awful. The previous one was like that's okay. This one's gonna be awful. Like if you keep gazing into the abyss, as Nietzsche said, the abyss is gonna look back on you.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have a move here called Down the Rabbit Hole.
yeah,
It says, when you go poking your nose in affairs not meant for your kind, someone involved in the situation gains a string on you and you mark experience. If
awesome.
she feels that sensation tingling of,
Yeah,
you shouldn't do that right now, but
yeah.
she's the kind of person that pokes around when she doesn't
Exactly. Shouldn't. Yeah.
shouldn't do it, yeah. And she's like, okay,
Awesome.
I'm going to do it anyway, and someone can gain and strain, and then I can,
Yeah. Go ahead and
maybe
roll then.
the Nathan guy, I can.
Yeah, maybe Nate. Go ahead and roll. And we'll see.
Of course I failed again,
No. Okay. So you get 1 XP for missing. You're gonna
and
get
one
yeah. You
another
can
for the,
yeah for this one. So you already have 3, which is super good. Um,
yes.
as you try to do this, you get this feeling inside of you of kind of like you feel so alone. Nobody understands this. These people who you're now surrounded with, you're basically together not because of love or because you care for each other. It's because all of you were involved in a murder. Like you were allies by circumstance. And you look around and you see all of these people going around this. You remember back at home, back in the place where you come from, like funerals were so earnest and people were so honest about what they felt, and everything also felt so like communal, like everybody was helping each other through it. This one feels like everybody's on their own, fighting or jockeying for something as they're doing this, and this darkness seems to be growing inside of you, and it would take control of you in this moment, but then you feel somebody watching at you. Somebody knows. Somebody has been looking at you and the rest of the people who you're now in bed with. Not literally yet, but for this. And you look around and you try to see whether you know who's looking at you, who's paying attention to you, and you cannot see them, but the sensation doesn't go away, and that person is gonna get the strength because they saw what you were trying. Anything else anybody wants to do in this situation as the funeral is coming to a close?
December's kind of worried about why Ophelia isn't here, the girlfriend.
Yeah,
Has she still not turned up?
no.
Hmm. Okay.
Actually, you see Tiffany and Alice, who are like her two best friends, and they're like they look so uncomfortable, like trying dressed in like black dresses, and they're like trying to talk about it and looking around, and they seem to be looking for her as well. So you get this feeling that both of them are like in this kind of a same type of they're looking for her best friend and her leader, and she's nowhere to be seen. um Anything you like to do about that?
Yeah, I can I go find my friend Jake if he's here? Um,
It's so interesting
I'm gonna
that
go
you asked.
find him.
You start
Um,
looking around, and Jake is. Can you describe Jake for us? How do you imagine him?
I think Jake is like one of those guys that doesn't quite fit into any of the popular crowds. Like he's not a jock, he's not a theater kid, he's not like a big maths nerd. He's just kind of averaging in his classes, keeping quiet, staying out of people's way. Um, but December likes him because he seemed very normal. And that's what December likes, ironically. Um,
Love it.
and
Yeah.
so yeah, I think I've been picturing him as like a white guy with like freckles and blonde hair, maybe kind of permanently sunburned in this kind of town.
Love it. Sure. Yeah. As you're looking around for him, as you said, like he's so normal, average. Just that he's very good at hiding without even meaning to. Like people don't pay attention to him, and as you start looking around, it's like you cannot. He's not here,
Huh.
and you start trying to think about it. Was like, did he go before you maybe and has already left? But he wouldn't do that. Like he's not the type of thing that he would do. Um
Okay. December's a little bit worried about that. Um, so she's gonna go to Temperance.
okay.
Um, if
Which
Temperance is
Temperance, I
gone.
would imagine that Temperance and Lyric are coming out of the line, which is now has half resumed, only with Mrs. Brewster at the helm, because Mr. Arrington is nowhere to be seen. So go ahead.
Okay, so December goes up to Lyric. Sorry, not Lyric, Temperance. Um, and is like, hey, um, Jake, normal Jake. Like he sits in front of me in class. He's really normal. You know the one?
Yes,
Um,
he's actively sort of sliding off my brain like water when I'm trying to hold on to it. Yes,
yeah, he's not here. Can you like sniff him or something? Like, how does it work?
that's
Love it.
okay. Hold up. I don't. I think you're presuming a great deal. I don't actually know if she can say. Can is that a thing we're letting vampires do in this?
I'm gonna say whatever you want to
Sniff
do, we can
him.
try. And the issue is not that working, is discovery. So we're gonna make this a keep your cool move. Whenever
Okay.
you try something weird, the problem is not trying it, is that somebody else sees it. So the fear in this case would be for those playing at home, because there's always a fear in keep your cool. The fear would be discovery. Somebody saying, "That's weird. Why do you have so sharp fangs or something?"
Yeah. Well, I
Um,
so I think the way I was thinking is like it's some weird vampire like sixth sense blood sense thing for detecting people, but
sure.
because Temperance is like Dom Pierce, so she's only a vampire like by her father.
Yeah.
She wasn't turned. It's a little iffy when she does it. and she doesn't use it a lot, so it takes a remarkable amount for her to like remain normal about it. However, to December, she does say, "I do you just assume I have like some weird vampire ability to sniff people out like at a sort of stage whisper?"
It's what it says in all the books.
I
I
will
read
see.
Anne Rice.
Can you?
And then she uses her weird vampire ability to sniff people
Sure.
out.
Awesome.
Um,
December feels validated.
Absolutely.
okay. That is 5 plus 2 plus, wait a minute, my cold's quite good. Plus
Yeah.
two, 9.
That's a 9. That's very good. Um so you start sniffing, doing this, like I imagine this very like animalistic type of sniffing. Like the actor portraying Temperance is like very good at like kind of like doing facial expressions, I imagine. So she does like the kind of like sniffing and moving the nose very prominently, like widening the nostrils and all that. And as you do this, you can feel his scent, which is once again a very boring, hard to pin down scent of like probably old cologne or
He
something like
smells
that.
like
Like what?
dial
Oatmeal.
soap.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. Like very like usual and like common, and it's very faint. And as you're trying like to sniff around, um, you feel that the scent leads you towards the ruined abbey, which dominates the scene, and nobody's there. Of course, it's a place that is closed down because it's very dangerous. It could come down at any moment. Basically, and as you are looking around, you see the people in the football team, especially one of them. Um, he's a very nice, good looking black man called Ernie, and he looks at you kind of weird as you're doing this, and he's about to say something to his mates. So if you follow along the scent, you're gonna be noticed by him. If not, you can just leave it here and say that there's a faint scent that leads into the ruined abbey, but nothing else.
I'm I'm going to, okay, lean over into December, or up to December. Go check the Abbey, will you? And if you pass by Maria, tell her to come find me. And I'm going to go talk to Ernie.
Sure.
Let's force the issue. Fuck it.
Yeah, awesome. Go straight
Time
in
to
and go and get this done. December,
time to
what are you
engage in
going to
some.
do? Yeah.
We are
Um,
around them, right? We are all together.
Basically now, yeah. Like if you want to, you can get together now. Like it's been now long enough that you can probably go there. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I mean, December would go find Lyric anyway.
Sure.
Um, and be like, Something's wrong. Um, the things aren't right. I think Jake, he's in the Abbey, but there's you wouldn't go there. That's not a normal person thing to do.
The old abandoned
Why would
abbey?
he be there?
Have normal Jake.
Those really cool, like old abandoned abbey?
Yeah, that's people don't
Oh,
go
hell yeah,
there.
let's go.
Okay, that was easy.
Yeah. Gotta
I,
pull
I,
a string
I'll
on it.
I'll
Go
go with
ahead.
you.
Okay.
Temperance, are you coming with us?
Temperance went to the
Oh,
football team, like to the soccer team right away.
oh,
And as
okay.
you see her, she's approaching a very good looking like black man who's like short haired, kind of like well built, type of kind of like a model type, looking around, and he was looking at you. And when you're approaching, he does this thing of like trying to look away and talk to his mates, trying to like, I
Oh
wasn't looking at
hell
you,
no.
you know.
Oh hell no. It is full. Hello, Ernie. Nice seeing. Oh well, it's not nice seeing you here, but you know what they say. Funerals are the only time everyone gets together anymore. Um, and how have you
He looked.
been?
Yeah.
How long has Ernie lived in this town? Like, does Temperance know Ernie?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the very kind of like he's an old timer here, like kind of a part of one of the old families, and you probably were friends when you were young, like the type of like playmates or something like that. Um, and he looks at you with this face of like, you're such a weirdo. That's what the face says. Kind of like, why are you such a weirdo?
I think
And
I've
he's
written out this
like,
like ask about your mother, Ernie.
uh, I've been doing well, thank you, I guess. How are you doing? How are you holding? Oh, you hated the guy, didn't you? I seem to
Uh,
remember that.
we had our disagreements.
Sure.
Jeez. I, I mean, if I could be entirely honest, he was a dick. I don't think he needed to die for it. I don't know if it was that serious.
Oh, yeah. On that we can agree, I guess. Are you trying to turn him on?
Actually, oh, I think I'm going to do something even worse than trying to turn him on. I'm
Okay,
going to
what
get a
is
little
that?
bit like too friendly with it, right where Maria can see, look over at her a second, and try to.
You're gonna try to turn Maria on, kind of like doing the jealousy type thing.
Yes, absolutely,
Awesome. Yeah,
absolutely.
go for
I,
it.
yeah, I'll stay behind so I don't leave Temperance alone.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna
Yeah.
get your heart
Um,
broken right now.
Yeah, you guys can go.
Uh,
I'll be here waiting for her.
getting dumped at a funeral. Oh my god! All right, we're into the head games. Okay, it is 2d6 plus hot.
yep.
Okay, 4 plus 1 plus 1 6.
That's a 6.
Okay. Yes,
Oh,
that
that's
was
a
a 6.
miss. Awesome.
Oh, hell
Mark
yes.
experience. Mark
Where
experience.
do I mark experience briefly?
There's let me check. There should be a track
It's at
here.
the bottom right
On the
below
advancement
strings.
thing, yeah. There's the advancement
A
thing, and there's like a little track there
top
on
route?
top. Yeah, it says
Perfect.
it's fine. Yeah. So when you get the 5, you clear it, and you grab one of those options.
All right, experience marked.
Yeah. So this is one of those. The problem is not that it isn't working; is that everybody can tell what you're doing. So
Oh,
Ernie's like, "Sure, girl, whatever you need," and he gets like, he looks so hot doing this. By the way, kind of like, lean in if you want. And Maria, she's just trying to get you jealous. It's a bit pathetic, to be honest. Like kind of like she's hot. Don't get me wrong, but come on, you know what? That this is very obvious. Like nobody would fall for this.
in the interest of full
Um,
transparency, this is fully because Temperance is still upset about how much Maria was crying when they were under the
Absolutely, I
tree.
guess so. I was gonna say if this is probably trying to get revenge on it and getting like
I know
blown
what
in
you're
the
so
face.
fucking sad about.
Yeah.
but,
Uh,
but
and
that's
you know what?
okay. I'm okay, you know.
No.
He's so
Yeah.
normal.
She tries that sometimes, you know. It doesn't
Yeah.
hurt me at all.
You take it and you're like, I forgive you even without you asking,
Yeah,
type
I
thing.
forgive you. Yeah, but I have a move. I don't know if it fits. You
I
know,
think it
it's
applies.
called
Yeah.
sympathy is my weapon. Every time you forgive someone for hurting you and excuse their base nature, gain a string on them.
Please gain a string on temperance.
So I
Because
forgive you to
yeah.
try to, you know.
And this is good
Absolutely.
because if she hadn't, I would have given you the condition kind of pathetic. But we're
That
not
would
gonna give it
also
to you
been good.
because
Uh,
like she was like, I'm gonna obliviate what just happened. I'm gonna ignore it.
trying to
Absolutely.
be an adult about this. God
Sure,
damn
exactly.
I'm
We're
the
gonna
bigger
pretend
person,
exactly.
it.
literally.
Literally. December. Are you going on your own to investigate the abbey?
No, I think Lyric said that she was gonna come with me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Um,
down.
but I want everyone to come.
Yeah.
So I want to try and pull a string on Temperance because I think that where
Sure.
Temperance goes, Maria will follow. Um,
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. You just
so
hand the
I'm
string
watching
and
this like
yeah.
absolute shit show going down with the flirting and the like
Yeah.
it's not
The
working.
failed flirting.
The failed jealousy flirting.
Yeah.
And December's like, okay, well that's boring. And goes over to Temperance And like with like the worst mimicry of what Temperance just did possible is like, "Hey, honey, wanna come with me to the Abbey?" And is pulling a
Love
string
it.
to be like, "You are
Yeah.
coming with me now, thank
So
you."
this is the tempt them to do what you want option, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And I forgot to say this the other day. If you agree to this temperance, you mark experience. Whenever
Okay.
you're tempted, if you go along, you mark experience. So
I think Temperance is sort of ready at this point to hold this out. She's gonna look at Ernie and say, "Look, just look at Ernie, look at December. You're a great sport. Thank you for playing along," and then walk off with December. And as she's walking off, she said, "Tell your mother I said hi."
whenever you want, girl, whenever you want. These ones are gonna be here. And he does this kind of like peck thing, kind of like playing with the pecs type thing.
She's not looking
Um,
back at it.
yeah, of course you aren't. Um, as you go into the ruined abbey, the four of you approach the place, and the place looks really deserted. Looks like an abandoned place. Of course, like you can see the layers of probably dust on it, and like the places where probably columns and the roof was. And it's a very ominous type thing. Like there is something to be said, for church architecture, especially this type of kind of majestic, almost like ritual magic type thing. And this one feels like the carcass of one. And as you're approaching it, getting inside, nobody's here, of course. Like you look around, it's like completely deserted. There are not many shadows here or anything like that. And as you look around, the one thing you see is Mr. Arrington, um kind of like smoking a cigarette, leaning on his car, uh and he's supposed not to be someone that smokes, and as soon as he sees you, he tries to like put it away. And yeah, anything else you like to do in this situation as you look around?
I mean, December's looking for Jake, so
Yeah,
um anything that would catch their eye, uh or like if there's a further doorway to go through or anything like that, they're kind of on a mission.
you see something on kind there's kind of a ledge that leads into kind of what should have been probably like a second floor here, and it calls your attention. And as you go up, very dangerously, by the way, you move so well, like so you're so good at moving, like so precise that that's the only reason why you don't fall. You reach out and you grab, and there's a bottle of water. uh and you've seen Jake with this bottle before. And by the way, you, Temperance, feel the smell strongly coming out of this bottle. And the bottle was on this kind of second floor type ledge, overlooking the whole funeral. Actually, from up here, you can see the rest of the funeral as the people are starting to leave, like now in droves.
We should have hung out here instead.
Yeah.
I is I don't I wouldn't be able to tell if the scent like goes past the bottle of water, would I? Or is this sort of where it's coming from?
You're pretty sure that this probably came from you because it's really faint, and now it's really strong when you feel it in this close. So
Okay.
So we know Jake was here.
Yeah, that that's not normal, right? The normal people were
It's
at the
nice
funeral.
place.
yeah.
Can you sniff them again, Temperance?
I sure.
You don't need to roll. You start sniffing
I
around,
I,
and you
I could
don't.
gaze dead.
Yeah, you
Otherwise,
don't. You don't sniff them anymore. No, not around here at least. Kind of like.
could I gaze into the abyss to try and I will that tell me where
Sure,
Jake is?
sure. Go ahead. Case into the abyss.
I'm looking for Jake.
Okay.
That is, oh my god, I have a minus
Look
one on
for
dark.
dark. Yeah, roll for dark, and then we'll see.
7.
It's good enough. You get a very weird sensation of kind of like You're looking for Jake, and instead, what you see is a giant eye that blinks in and out,
Mm.
and the eye somehow turns red, bright red, and then it goes out.
Okay. Also, because of his birthday corpse, the abyss shares its hunger with me.
Oh, love it. That's true. Oh, you have that one too. Let me check. So, you get the feeling that the abyss is hungering for more,
Oh dear
more
lord.
death, more suffering, more lies. That would satisfy the abyss. So, you can choose one of those that are there. Fear would make sense, but if you want to write a new one that basically
I,
sums
I,
up
I,
this,
I like
uh,
suffering.
yeah, sure, awesome. You get that one too. So now you get this sense, and it's so powerful because as soon as you get this feeling and this new hunger, you get this feeling of like, holy shit, like there's so much suffering running around right now. It's like a buffet of it. Like you can get all of
There's
the
so much
suffering you
potential.
could want, yeah. And you get the feeling that's gonna last. This is a small town. And as the camera is panning away, looking at, you know, whatever there's left of the funeral, we're gonna go to black and finish the scene. But before we do, we see an old handicam camera being held by a hand, and we don't see the hand holding the camera. But as it is recording, there's a blinking red light that goes in, out, in, out. And that's where we're gonna take our break, everybody. So we'll see you in a couple minutes. Stay tuned. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So, this happened on Tuesday, September 8th, and you should have started your last year of school on Monday. But Monday was the day Archie's body was found out by the police. Um, and then there was the wake, and then Tuesday was the funeral we just experienced. And then we're going to resume the story a couple of days later on Friday 11th. As you finally get the go ahead, like the school's gonna start the new year, everything's gonna try to return to normal to some sense. And I think we're gonna open up on a like a panoramic shot showing us Moreland High, which is this very like old school kind of like the sense, you know, like old buildings, yellowed buildings, just, you know, like classic type of academy slash school, like a British school. There's like a ramp, all the people running around. This one's kind of modern in the sense that it allows people to wear whatever clothes they want. In the past, they had like a uniform and everything, but now everybody wears what they want basically. The main colors of the school are the green and blue of Moorland, and as we go inside, we see that the yellow is like the main color of this place, like the yellow lights inside, the yellowed marble floors and walls. Everything looks super old, and the worn down school desks, which probably at some point these are like the old ones that they are like the back of one of the school desks is like what you're supposed to put your back on it. It's like also like the lid on the on the desk of whoever's like behind you type deal. They're kind of comfortable and harsh, but you're young people. You don't care about these things yet. Um, and you are in your room. There's like the four of you plus we get to see normal Jake, and he's sitting right in front of you, December, usual place. But
Normal.
he's always quiet. He's never been much of a talker, but he looks unusually serious and like kind of looking straight ahead, ignoring you to a certain extent and everybody else. And and you can see that he's writing down some things on his notebook. Um, we also get the rest of the class. Lots of faces. We don't know their names yet. Lots of color. Now we return to color. You know, there's not everything is black. And then the bell rings. Just like everybody sits down more or less, waiting. And a couple of minutes pass, and Mr. Arrington is your main school teacher. Like I just say, like the one that is in charge of this class. And there's even written like on like the this is like an old chalkboard, those green ones, and it's written on chalk, like Mr. Arrington. um and he doesn't appear. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass, 15 minutes. Anything you like to do in the interim as you're waiting for your teacher to start the first class of the year, your last year at school?
I don't know. 15 minutes means we can all legally leave.
Not when you are in high school.
15 minutes. We don't
Yeah,
have
I
to be
have
here.
to
We can
stay.
just.
Yeah, it's too small a town. Yeah, you can leave if you want, but it's gonna go to
Where
you.
where everyone sits in this
Yeah,
class.
yeah. So we have that December and Lyric sit side by side on the right side of the classroom, and Jake sits in front of December. Ophelia's desk is also suspiciously empty.
Oh, she's not
She's
there.
she's not there. She sits
Okay.
she sits on the first row, one of the first rows. And she's not there. Um and of course, there's another one that's probably gonna be empty for the rest of the term, which was Archie's desk, which I'm gonna actually put here, which is
Rest
this
in
one in the
peace,
middle.
King.
Yeah. So this was Archie's.
Right next to me? Oh my. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes
But
sense.
Right next to you
but
is Kristen, not his
between
girlfriend.
those two desks, there may be an ocean, like a couple of them, even. Like it's the difference between popularity and not popular. The difference between people look up to you and people who don't even know who you are.
Oh, people know who I am by
Yeah.
now.
Now they know. Now they know. After everything you did, yeah, I don't know. They know. Um, and people are getting a little bit antsy, actually, looking around and kind of like, you say like 15 minutes, like 10%, 15 minutes. We should be allowed to
This was
go.
all legally.
Yeah. And like Tiffany, which is one of Ophelia's best friend, she's like, no, we're not, because it's the first day and we haven't had even talked to a teacher yet. So if you want to miss a day at school, your issue. We're not gonna leave, right? And she turns towards Alice, and Alice is like, yes, yes, right. Tiffany's, of course, blonde as well, and Alice is kind of like redheaded, like and they're both, like they're back in their uniform, which is the cheerleader uniform. And they're sitting there, both of them. Actually, I'm gonna put them here because they do
I
like
don't.
a triumvirate. Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of like
I don't know,
Alice.
Tiffany. I don't remember
And
you being that committed to your studies. I suppose those college applications are going well then.
this is shutting someone down. Please roll the dice. This is killing someone with words.
It is. It really
This
is.
is how this game works.
And
I
I thought I
love
was
it.
just being mean for fun.
No, being mean is like in this game, it comes.
Being mean is the core mechanic of the
Oh,
game.
this
Yeah,
is the
Yes.
perfect game. Actually, it's beautiful. I don't know if I need to play anything else.
I know. That's how I feel
Oh,
sometimes.
oh my God. Okay. Roll cold 10 up, choose from one below, 7 and 9, choose
Yeah,
from one below, but you come across poorly and they give you a condition in return. All right, big money, no whammies.
sure.
That is 6 plus 1 plus 2,
Ooh,
9.
that's a 9. That's very good. Um, so you choose one of those options, and you're gonna get a condition though.
Okay. Um, I will. You know what? Let's be a little bit funny with it. Um, they. I'm. I'm assuming she doesn't have strings on me, does she?
No,
Okay, in that case, I'm going to gain one on Tiffany, I suppose.
of course, awesome. And as you say this, there's the ooh, the rest of the class are kind of like cheering this thing. And Tiffany's like, the ooh dies. And then she's like, well, yes, I'm actually concerned about my future. But then again, I don't have to deal with other things like, I don't know, going around trying to get Ernie's attention or something.
Oh God.
And there's like, oh no, and there's like some quiet laughter. And like she kills you with the pathetic. And now you get the pathetic condition.
There it is.
Yeah, you got it. I'm sorry.
Uh, can
Anything
I
else anyone wants to
can
say?
I say something?
Sure.
Okay. When
Everybody's saying their
she
piece. Yeah.
okay when she calls Temperance pathetic, uh, uh, Maria stands up and she's like, "You were pathetic. What are you saying about Temperance? You can say shit about her. Where's your friend?"
Oh, okay, you're
Where's
shutting
your
her down
friend?
too. Go ahead. Yeah. Come on, let's go on top of it. Another one. This gets
You're not gonna
wild.
say anything about my girlfriend.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I
God.
love it.
Shutting someone down is with
That's with cold.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rolling with all my bad rolls. 8.
No.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's not
Yeah.
bad. That's it is good. I'm gonna say as you say this, there's a moment of tension in the air because people don't know you yet, so they don't know where to put you on the scale, on the ladder, the social ladder at school. So it's like, is she for real? Should we go for it or not? And and Tiffany's like, looks a little bit blushed, like a little bit taken aback by you getting in her way, and she's like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had that kind of interest. Maybe where you come from, people, girls like each other in that kind of a weird way. So, you're gonna get because you choose one of the options there, so she doesn't have a string on you. You can gain a string on her. You can have her have a condition, or you can have one forward, which is a one plus one to whatever else you do next.
Oh, I
A
want
plus
the
one
one
to it.
forward. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So now people are like, oh, she looks cool. Like you have a chance to break through, but now you also get the label dyke. So you have the condition dyke. People think you're a lesbian.
Sounds like a
Right
good
now.
Well,
condition.
As do we all, really.
No.
As do we all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is her name? The girl's
Tiffany.
name?
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Yeah. This is cheerleader
Um.
number one.
Okay.
I'm also growing up for understanding that your bullies were right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maria is completely. She shut down completely. You know.
Okay.
It's her biggest fear. Have this
Yeah. When
condition.
you say it's kind of you take a little bit aback, but people take this very seriously. Kind of like in the sense of if you're because everybody calls each other, the F slur and dyke as well and all those. But when someone gets it, is almost a joke. When someone is different. So people are like a little bit like if they don't know you, so they don't know whether you get offended. They don't know how far you can go for this with this. December and lyric. Anything you want to do regarding this or any
I
other
want
thing?
to leave. I just want to leave the room.
Sure. You
This
stand up.
this guy's not showing up.
You grab your bag,
Okay,
and as you
can
anything else,
can
go ahead.
December interrupt by sticking one of their crutches out to trip Lyric and keep her in the room?
Sure, kind of like blocking her from leaving, type of
Yeah.
thing.
She
You
should
take,
just say you
yeah,
can stay,
I just
but
wondered
no,
yeah.
she's going
if
to
there's
make a
steps you
fall.
can take before that is all.
Do
I
you
just
have a
just
string on
I
lyric?
I have so many strings on Lyric, yes.
So you can kind of string and tempt her to stay in a very kind
Yeah.
of hot slash a bit aggressive type of way.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I don't think December says anything, but the look in their eyes is like, stop fucking about. We're
Yes,
already in
stay.
trouble.
Exactly. Are you
Uh,
gonna are you gonna be tempted by this and take the experience point, or are you gonna
I
keep on
take the
going?
XP, but just to make a show of it, I will pretend to fall over the crutch and hit and like
Uh,
just fall flat on my face anyway.
oh, and you do this, and there's a bit of like laughter from the rest of the class, especially Tiffany and Alice, and you can tell that even as mean as these two vipers are together, they're missing the main viper. Like Ophelia's not here, and then like they're kind of like small dogs trying to be like menacing and like barking a lot because they're on their own. But the one with the chains is not here.
Wait, are
Um,
they snakes or are they dogs?
Yeah, she got
yeah.
him on
These
video.
metaphors are
Like
getting
that's
so
So
mixed.
crazy.
a bit of column B, a bit of column A. Yeah. In that
This
moment, as everybody's
December
laughing, God,
Ophelia.
December like didn't really mean for Lyric to fully faceplant. So she comes and kind of awkwardly crouches down, like leaning on one of the
yeah.
desks for support, and offers Lyric a hand to be like, sorry, I don't really know that bodies fall like that. My bad.
Oh, we should do an experiment. We should like go up to the roof and I can show you all the ways bodies fall.
Uh,
Oh, that's some hot
It,
shit.
it might take it. We might have to like do it like every few days, but like
Do you want to pull a string on this? You don't need to do it right now, but if December agrees, it counts. By the way, oh, like you're committing to it, and then you can say no afterwards. But you can get like they say the yes now if you want.
no, I think this is more of a theoretical idea right now,
Good.
so I'm not gonna
Okay.
spend a string.
Okay. So as you getting back to your seats, the door finally opens, but it isn't Mr. Arrington who enters. Here is Mrs. Brewster, dressed in impeccable white, kind of like this kind of blazer and a skirt, just like heels. He gets inside and says, and you know her, she's a teacher here as well. Um, he's like, "Good morning, everybody. Please, I'm sorry about the wait. Please take your seats." And everybody's kind of like weirded out a little bit. And she says, "Well, I have some bad news and some good news. The bad news is that sadly, Mr. Arrington is not going to be able to be your teacher for this year. There's a couple of
I
boos and
raise my hand.
all. Yeah.
I immediately raise my hand.
Uh, yes, Lyric?
Is he dead?
Oh, no, please. No. No, no, no. He's going to take a sabbatical. He's going to take some time. He needs to recover, of course. He's been through a lot, as have we all. No, no, but he's doing as well as you can be in this case. And yes, Maria.
Yes, Mrs. Brewster. I have a weird question for you. Where is Ophelia?
And she immediately goes and looks around and says, "Um, I thought she was here. Tiffany, Alice, have you seen her?" And they're like, "Nope. I thought she was with you, actually. Uh, oh no. This is so strange. And it's already half an hour past. Oh, she never gets late. She said she had to do something in the morning, but and she looks very distraught at this moment.
I raise my hand.
Um, Lyric.
Is she dead?
December like
I
puts Lyric's hand back down.
Yeah, and she's like, I hope so because otherwise, I think I'm gonna kill her. And she goes and cleans the board and writes Mrs. Brewster, and she says, "Well, on some good news, um, I have been promoted. I am now going to be the mistress of Moreland High for the time being, and that means that I inherit all of Mr. Arrington's previous responsibilities, including being your teacher. So you're going to get me throughout the year for all of this." So, yeah, I don't think we haven't had many classes together. Uh, So yeah, let's start then. I think we need to start with history. So open your books. Which page did you leave last year? In there's like classic. Oh no, come on, let's not do this. Kind of like teenagers complaining they don't want to learn anything. Um, and the the class goes normally. It's like a very normal, boring kind of like British history class, and she's like a Mrs. Brewster is like a serious, very kind of like do your job type of teacher. Not a fun teacher, not an interesting or engaging teacher. She's just average. She just goes to the class, writes a lot, and there are no cell phones, no cameras to take pictures of. Everybody has to write these things down. So a lot of people writing, a lot of complaining because she cleans the chalkboard a lot to keep on writing. Um, and then it's almost 10 when you get your first break. And everybody's like kind of bit antsy about like getting out of here after an hour and some minutes of heavy learning. When the door opens and you see a young woman, frizzy big black hair, the palest makeup possible, black eyeshadow, and it has like kind of a makeup around the mouth that looks like teeth, and it is so big that even with the mouth shut, it looks like somebody smiling with the biggest teeth possible. Long black fingernails, and dressed in kind of a loosey type of t-shirt and some like leather jeans type thing, leather black jeans, and some boots as well,
Um,
and a leather jacket on top.
okay.
And she enters,
And
and
it's summer, right?
yeah, it's like super
Okay.
hot. And she
Okay.
enters, and Mrs. Brewster turns
It's
around, and it's like
September.
she's writing and says, I'm sorry, I think you got the wrong class. And she's like, no, I didn't, mom.
Can I interject here briefly?
Sure.
Uh, t- I think Temperance does go, oh my god, Lyric was right. She is dead.
And when you say that, she just looks at you and smiles. And when she opens her mouth, it's like the biggest freaking smile with all of the teeth, the white teeth. And it's terrifying, to be honest.
It's a
It's
smile within a smile.
within a smile. And,
Oh
and,
my
and
god.
all of the makeup lines up. So it looks like huge teeth
Oh
and
no.
like the widest possible smile. And she goes ahead and she should sit by the side of Tiffany and Alice, who are horrified. They have just seen the lock neck monster or something else. And she grabs her basically her stuff on that desk, and she leaves it just as it is, and she goes and sits back right at the back of the class behind where Archie would sit once. And this is the new and kind of gothified Ophelia. Um,
Finally, someone who understands the assignment for goth.
and this is like kind of old school goth, by the way. It's kind of like one of those, like not cute goth. This is horrify you, people across the street goth.
This is not the type of
Um,
goth that men are talking about when they say, I want a goth GF mommy. This is
no,
not.
exactly,
No,
no.
it
This is
is.
this is not it. December, you're very good at
Those men
noticing
aren't
things.
born yet.
Yeah, and noticing people. You see another girl who sits across the room, and she used to have another name. She now she her name now is Melina. Um and Milena looks Milena, I don't know. She looks at her, and she's the resident gothy girl, like wearing like two long, like kind of like black ponytails in this case, long fingernails, and she's kind of gothy slash witchy, and she makes a gesture, kind of like some kind of spell or protection or something, and she looks very distraught. She sits on the other side of the room, by the way. Um, and she wears big glasses as well, and she mutters something under her breath that nobody can pay attention to or know what is.
He's casting an
Um,
X on her.
so yeah, that happened, and then the ring the bell rings. It's like the end of the class. So Mrs. Brewster didn't say anything else. Is completely in shock, frozen in place. Everybody starts leaving, and Ophelia is the only one sitting like there after a moment, kind of like changing her usually pink student thing is like notebooks and and like pencils and everything for black kind of like ink um type deal. uh what would you like to do, everybody? Is the break?
I just start going to Lyric first, and I'll ask, Lyric, I saw you falling. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I meant to do that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were injured or something. Let's go.
And I will then whisper over to December and be like, so for what Ophelia's doing right now is called mourning,
Warning.
and yeah, so when someone you know dies, you have to go goth.
Oh, I didn't do that when you died. Uh, okay, I'll go shopping. Do you
Well,
think I can?
you brought me back to life, so same thing.
Right. Should I tell her her teeth look nice? That worked okay with the other guy.
That doesn't look like a good idea right now. Uh,
Uh, uh, uh,
Okay.
I'll
the
see later.
thing is, if you told her right now, she wouldn't be sure which set you're talking about.
Lyric, stop trying to make December talk to her like this.
Hey, I'm not
Stop it. I'm
scared.
Googling her.
Well, I was scared of her before, actually. Now she's more weird, and that's better.
Yeah, but maybe that's not a good beard.
Yeah, maybe we
Okay.
should stay away.
I will say, terrifying goth witch, generally speaking, tends to be less terrifying than just the average white woman. So I suppose it maths out.
Everything
Freak.
that I've seen and read says that cheerleaders are the scariest.
And you're right. They are.
And
Thanks.
as you are both, all of you talking, one of the locker rooms closes like very soundly, and is Milena who's like, freaking poser. Um,
Right?
I'm gonna have to like the witchy girl, the OG witchy girl in the class, and she looks at the four of you, type of like uh, it's just bullshit, and she starts walking around, kind of like completely unfazed by everything that's happened thus far.
The true friends of Ophelia, they never went to see how she's doing or anything like that.
No, they're actually now what you see a scene that you probably even you, which are a newcomer, would have never imagined. The three of them come out kind of at the same time, and Alice and Tiffany run away like if they had just seen the devil or something. They just go away, like they completely ignore Ophelia, and Ophelia starts walking down the hall and the hallway, and people, some people like smile, and everybody wants to make a joke, but she looks intimidating. She looks menacing right now. And as she passes by the four of you, she looks at each of you, and there's murderous intent in her eyes. And she keeps on going, and she keeps looking at you as much as she can as she goes by, and
Right?
doesn't blink. She's kind of like trying to memorize your faces
Can I try to turn
entirely.
someone down here?
Shut someone down, you mean?
Shut someone down, yes.
Good, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Here's the thing. Like, yes, she is looking at us with murder in her eyes. However, the difference between me and her is I'm 2 bodies deep at this point. I don't think she's got the sort of track record I do.
Cool, cool, cool. Okay.
Wait,
So,
who's the
Oh,
second?
remember, last time you shot someone down, when you shot someone down, you get on a 7 or higher, you get an extra option from the list because you have cold as ice. And that gives you like that bonus.
true. So
Yeah.
true.
So you got an extra
Excellent
option
point.
from last time, which was like you got the string. Do you want to get anything else?
Can I actually ask
Um,
you a question retroactively?
yeah.
I um I would like to gain +1 forward and use it on this.
Of course, makes all the sense. You're on a
And
roll tonight.
we're on a roll tonight. This shut someone down. It's cold, my beloved, my favorite stat. Okay, big money, no whammies. Okay, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 1, 11.
11. Oh my gosh. You choose
Okay,
one and she doesn't get a comeback.
I'm just well, it's okay. No, because there's 4 options. Does she have a string on me?
I don't think so.
In that
No.
case, I'm going to go. I'm going to gain 1 string on Ophelia. I'm going to give them a condition that I'm going to decide after I take +1 forward to, I guess, the rest of this and the condition, the condition, the condition. Um,
What
I
do you think?
want
And
to.
I can help you with this. Yeah.
Not to be like sometimes you stare into the abyss, but and then the abyss stares back. But like, have you seen that meme where it's like fake Xing when a real X shows up and it's the girl like creeping up behind the other girl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like I don't know, fake killers when the vampire 2 bodies deep shows up. Like I want her to be like intimidated a little bit.
Sure. Um, being a badass is hard to pull off. And in high school, it's even harder.
It's
So when
very
she
difficult.
looks at all of you with murderous intent and you look back, she loses her step for a bit. She's wearing also like boots with high heels, which looks like she's not accustomed to. She's the type of plain sneakers type cheerleader, she's not accustomed to wearing boots with like high heels.
Can I suggest something?
Sure.
You know what I think it is? I think the thing that sets her off is the fang. I think Temperance flashes the fangs a little bit, just smiles and just like,
And you do that
hi.
and she loses a step and then and then I want to say that Milena's gonna take that point where he says, "See, I told you she was a loser," and she puts the tag on her. And now a poser, and she gets the tag poser. So she gets
Get her,
that condition.
Milena.
Yeah. And now Melina likes you, by the way. Like immediately by this, she likes you. Like kind of like, yes,
Making
well
friends and
done.
influencing people.
Exactly by insulting people. Um, Anything else, December? Maria, Lyric, anything you want to do in this situation as this is happening, or something else that you want to explore? At school, this is gonna be probably a shortened version of your work of your school day, and it's Friday already, so you're gonna get the rest of the weekend to do whatever you want. So, any ideas here of what you would like to do at school, or if you want to move on, that's also an option too.
I just wanted to ask December if she have spoken to Jake.
No, but I'm about to. I'm gonna go try and find him. Maybe we can do homework. That's normal.
Sure. In that moment, you go. Jake almost never goes out like of the classroom unless he needs to like go to the bathroom or something. So you go back to the classroom to like look for him, and you open the door and he's not there. And immediately you hear like the sound of fight and people running down the hallway,
Oh
and
shit.
you get a really bad feeling on in your heart.
Okay. December's gonna follow the sound as quick as they can.
Sure.
On their
How
crutches.
about the rest of you?
Yeah,
You
let's
see, yeah.
run for it.
As you
We are
fall down,
spectating
okay.
sports.
This is the scene that you see when you get there. You see Ernie on top of Jake, trying to keep him down on the floor to kind of like mounting him kind of thing, and Jake trying to throw punches still, and like Ernie's like, "Come on, asshole! I'm gonna break your jaw. Stop it!" I'm like, "I weigh like 200 more kilos than you, stupid!" And he's like trying to throw punches in very like, of course, like he's not gonna be able to, and then he whispers something, and Ernie goes into a rage, grabs him and throws him like across the hallway. And now Jake lands close to you, December. What do you want to do?
Um, like get between Jake and Ernie, and like pick up pick up one of my crutches as though it's like a baseball bat. And I'm like ready to hit him back. Like, fuck off.
He was the one who started. I was just going on my own.
What are you,
Um,
3 years old? I don't give a shit who started it. Back off.
anything else wants to do right now? There's a beat here before the next thing is gonna
I
happen.
I wanna fight him so bad. I need a reason to fight him. Um,
Go, lash out physically.
I
That's an
Yeah,
option. Go
please.
ahead and hit
yeah, but
someone.
I wanna at least slightly like I don't wanna take December fully by surprise, so I wanna lean in
Yeah.
near both December and Jake and be like, "Do you want me to tap in?"
When you say that, good old Jake, normal Jake, as we have come to call him, he's so nice. He's like the nicest guy. Like super cool, regular good old chap, no bad jokes or anything. Um he says in a tone and with words you've never heard come out of his mouth, "I don't need your helps, freaks,"
Ew.
to both of
Wow.
you. And he stands up barely, and he's gonna go after Ernie again. And you can see that Ernie has some like a little swelling, like probably he was able to land a couple blows before you got here. And both of you are taken aback by this. But anything you want to do or say in this situation? Normal Jake has never been this assholeish to anybody that you remember of.
Does it look like Jake has any chance in this fight? Or is he
Not
just
at all.
about to get himself beat up?
He's gonna get a beat up. Uh,
Oh, fuck this.
Fuck
And I'm
this.
gonna run it right like past him right up to Ernie. And
sure.
I wanna lash out physically.
Okay, go ahead and hit poor Ernie. Go ahead and roll with volatile, and we'll
I
see
wanna
what
bite
happens
him.
here.
I'm gonna
Oh,
bite.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
holy
13.
shit!
biting him,
I love
biting
this
him,
so
biting
much.
him, biting
Immediately
him,
bite
biting.
someone. Okay, on a 10 plus, you deal them harm, and they choke up momentarily before they can react. Can you describe the bite, please? Imagine like what you do. Like now the camera is following you as you do this.
Like, okay, I'm assuming this guy's tall, right?
Yeah, super tall, tall and like I don't know. I want to say like 6 feet tall type guy. Like probably a little bit taller. Just like 300 pounder. Like a
I'm
monster of a guy.
gonna
What's he doing playing football? He needs to be
run.
playing rugby.
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
should be.
run.
Uh,
Brother's on the wrong team.
Hmm. I'm just gonna run and like just jump a little bit to reach like his upper arm and just chomp down on his upper arm.
in
Like like the
Yeah,
most unhinged behavior.
exactly. And he lets out the least uh 80s hero type of "Ow! What are you doing? Asshole, let me go." And in that moment, the headmistress arrives, with some teachers as well. And people start screaming, like trying to separate. There's a whole chaos thing going on here. December, Maria, Temperance, especially. Anything you'd like to do in this situation?
I mean, I think I want to get Jake away from it because I want to keep him normal. And this isn't normal. Jake doesn't fight.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'm gonna try and like herd him back towards the classroom. Like,
Sure,
come on, this way. You're not meant to be here. You're gonna get in trouble. Come on.
I'll help December with that.
I'm going to help December with that as well, if only to like make sure Maria doesn't catch a stray.
sure. As you try to grab Jake, you feel a solidness and a hardness in him that wasn't there before. It's like he's hard, he's tense, and
And
it's a bit it's a bit attractive. I'm not gonna deny that, but
Oh, damn.
what do you want to do about it? Because he's gonna resist or do something else. Like he's not acting normal at all.
I may have something for this. If I would default to if anyone else wants to do something, but I may have a move like that would work well with this.
Sure,
I just wanted to gaze into the abyss to see if I can work out what's going on with him.
go ahead.
The
Okay.
last time I saw an eye, he clearly has conjunctivitis.
It's called conjunctivitis. Um, okay, so I'm rolling dark.
Rabies with the conjunctivitis or something.
I am getting a 7.
That's good. That's good. So in 7 to 9, you see it's a very strange thing. You see a room, a bedroom, kind of like a child's bedroom, really. You see some toys. Um, you see a bed. The bed is open, and you see Jake, normal Jake, but dressed in pajamas, which are way too small for him. Kind of like probably the pajamas he had when he was like 10 instead of like 17. He looks kind of ridiculous in them, to be honest. And he opens up the closet and goes in, and there's a darkness in the closet as you try to look at it, and there's a scream in the closet, but the scream is
Closeted.
not Jake's. The scream
Okay.
Archie's.
What?
Body
you
takeover. It's a body takeover.
you remember the when Archie screamed when you were hitting him, one of those screams, and then you come back to it.
Oh shit.
Only December saw this, right?
Yeah, she gazed into the abyss. So I
Yeah.
was like, she stared there for a moment, like blankly, and then you're back, and once again, as you feel the kind of like the toughness and the tightness of him, uh, you sort of like let him go like
Mm.
out of instinct, you know.
And then I think
Um,
instinctively December's gonna lash out. Like try and sweep his legs out from under him
sure,
with
go
the
ahead and
crutch.
Sweep
roll.
the leg.
Like, we just killed this
Weaponize
guy.
those crutches.
Yeah,
Um, lashing out physically. Okay, volatile.
yeah,
I'm good at that.
yeah.
That's an 8.
Look at that, good exploding. So you harm them, but you choose one. Choose one of those three options there. They
Um,
learn something about your true nature and gain a string on you. The MC decides how bad the harm turns out, or you become your darkest self.
um, they learn something and gain a string. That seems
Cool.
fun.
So as you sweep their legs, they immediately and there's this thing of like you hit the legs, and Jake's legs are like spaghetti. You can hit them and he's gonna fall down. Like you don't need that much strength to do that. But there's a resistance. Kind of like when the crutch hits the legs, there's something there that holds for a moment, and then you have to put some of your weight behind the strike, and then it goes through, and finally Jake's come falls back on his ass, and when he looks at you, there's a moment of recognition. He looks into your eyes, and you look into his eyes, and there's this, I know what you did last summer. This summer, technically, still Like you both
December is like
know.
freaked the
Yeah.
fuck out.
Good to know. That's a
And
very
you
that's a
did
very good
14
a
days
very
ago.
good reaction. Yeah. Uh and I'm gonna say when this happens, when this moment of recognition occurs, Jake's goes away running as soon as this
Oh.
happens. Maria, Temperance, Lyric, what are you going to do?
I have a quick mechanical question. Would
Sure.
biting Jake count as satiating my hunger for suffering?
Absolutely. This is tasty, tasty
Oh, lovely.
suffering. It's the like kind of the unexpected harm. It's not that, but it's a bite. It's but still, like you went through with it. Like your teeth got into that flesh, and broke the. Now you realize, all of us realize, newly fitted captain of the football team sports jacket that he's wearing, is sporting.
Ooh.
Um, and it goes through with it and is now stained with blood. It's a mostly white with the blue and green colors of Moorland. And when you let go, the feeling of like the tension, the fear, the excitement a little bit as well. Like biting has a lot of implications on both sides of the that equation. That happens. It's like, oh, it's a rush. I think you gain an experience, mark experience for
Yeah,
this.
I get an experience for doing it. Now I get
Awesome.
why Temperance does this.
Yeah.
I don't. She doesn't. That's her
I
whole
don't
thing.
yet. I don't. Like, I
She
try
has
not
yet
to
to
do
bite
that.
someone.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, she's
I
straight
don't
up.
believe that.
She's a celibate.
Lyric
Yeah,
has no reason to believe that.
she's a celibate. She's a damn pure celibate. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not
Uh,
fully a vampire. She has yet to like
yeah,
properly bite someone about it.
exactly.
She's
Speaking of, what do you do? What do you do? Giving this whole kerfuffle that is just going on. Temperance.
oh, okay, okay. Oh my god. All right. Um. Hmm. Give me 10 seconds. Okay, so Lyric has just sort of gone sicko mode and bite of 87 Ernie. Jake's run off. Where is Miss? Oh, what's her? Ophelia's mother. Where is?
Uh,
Mrs. Brewster.
Mrs. Brewster is trying to get in the way of this, and you can tell that that is kind of not working. The both of them, both Ernie's out of his mind a little bit, and fighting in a kind of a fight or flight mood after the bite, and worse still, like Jake is nowhere to be seen. So it's like, who do I attack now? And a couple of friends from like classmates, plus a couple of teachers are trying to restrain him, but he's very strong and accustomed to drag people around. He's a footballer after all. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the situation that's occurring right now. What would you like to do?
I am. I guess it's an old reliable move. I guess I'm going to try to I'm going to ask Maria to sort of help me crowd control and try to shut someone's down. By which I
Yeah,
mean like
sure.
get between Lyric and Ernie and just can we be normal for maybe 30 seconds? I get it's her fault, but like let's
I get
Yeah,
she bit you, but
yeah.
can we be normal about this, please? Go ahead.
one of you has to be an adult about this. We're almost grown. We can damn near vote. Let's be
Go ahead, please, and roll. They're trying to shut down Ernie with cold.
and okay. I'm gonna keep use my +1 forward I got
Yeah,
from Ophelia on this. Come on, big money, no whammies. Holy shit!
it's either super good or super bad.
Oh no, it's super bad. Temperance is about to eat shit comically. That's 1 + 1 + 1 + 2 5.
Wow,
I
Mark XP.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no, Snake Eyes. So
look upon
sorry.
my works, ye mighty, and fucking weep.
And as you do this kind of you're so cool. You do this kind of, can we please be adults for a moment type thing.
About to eat shit.
Basically, Ernie tries to like move you away and swats you like a fly, kind of like moves you out of the way. And when that happens, your newly found friend, uh, Milena, tries to intervene, but before she can say something, someone says enough, and the enough is kind of well, now it's pretty common. It's kind of the voice in June. Wow, it's an order. Everybody stops moving. The adults and the teenagers.
Okay.
And when everybody turns around,
As it was written.
the one who said enough is little good Ophelia, turned dark.
She knows her ways is important to them.
And she's like, she looks around and she says, "What in morning? Have you forgotten?" And she turns around and leaves. And there's this kind of uncomfortable moment of like everybody getting back to their like normal selves. And I, finally, Mrs. Brewster realizes that you literally beat Ernie. So she's like, "Go to the infirmary. You come with me, little lady." And that's for you, Lyric. And everybody else go back to your class. I'll be there as soon as I can.
I have
What are
nothing
the three
there.
of you going to do? Like Lyric is getting some, gonna get some notes here
I
or
think
something.
practically speaking, Temperance may also need to go to the infirmary. Unconscious getting her shit
Oh yeah,
knocked.
by the way, I'm gonna say you mark one harm
Oh
because of
my
what Ernie
god.
did. He didn't mean to be honest, but he's damn strong. One harm though is like kind of a bruises thing. It's not that bad. If you take time to tend to your wounds, you can heal one harm once per session.
It's like, did
No
he get her
problem.
in the face? Like, is her nose bleeding?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely something like that. Kind of like you're like,
Was standing there.
it looks much worse than it is. Absolutely. So you
Oh,
follow Ernie to the infirmary type thing.
yeah.
Maria, and which the blood is so strange having the blood running down your nose and into your mouth type deal. Um, Maria and December, what are you going to
Maria is kind of like she's feeling like everyone in this school is very weird. That kind of feeling, you know? I just moved here
do?
and
I
everyone's so
love it.
weird.
What
People
the
are
fuck is
biting each
yeah?
other,
What the
you know?
There is no
But
normalcy here. Jake's not
yeah,
normal anymore.
yeah,
Maria is Arnold from Magic School Bus.
yeah, and she's like, okay, we committed a murder, and now everyone's biting each other and fighting. So she's like, okay, I need to take care of my friend. So she looks at Lyric and says, "Are you good? Are you okay? Do you need some help?"
Lyric is leaving, like with the headmistress, and
Yeah.
Temperance is going to the infirmary. So
Okay.
you're now divided between your love and Lyric. You need to
And a
Yeah.
choose.
monster.
Your love
Temperance is
and
pushing.
a friend there.
Yeah,
Okay.
an
So okay.
acquaintance,
Yeah.
someone you tried to bring back from the dead.
Yeah.
Very
Uh,
fair.
So
In this
yes.
session, I think Maria has spent more time with Lyric than
Yeah.
Temperance has been
She
getting into shit like a lot.
yeah she
It's my
tried to
job.
defend yeah she tried to
Yeah,
defend Temperance but got got the Dyke condition, so she's trying to, as part of the condition of Dyke, she's trying
yeah.
to
To not
ignore
to not
Temperance,
do
you
yeah. You kind
know.
of like let's try to establish that I'm not one.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, Lyric was dead not long ago, you know, so I'm still like, oh my god, you died, you know. So she's kind of, but Lyric already
Okay, you go
went.
with Lyric then,
Yeah,
trying to
no,
follow
no, Lyric is already gone with
yeah, sure.
the yeah
The
with the
headmistress.
headmistress. So
Principal,
she's like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I need to go see if Temperance is okay, but I'm going to go stealthily,
Sure.
in a way anyone can't see me. I'm not going after Temperance. I'm just
Yeah.
going to the infirmary.
I'm just going to the infirmary. Yeah. December, how
Temperance
about
when
you?
she
Go ahead.
I just want to get a
Sorry.
line off because when Maria's just like standing there in terms of walking to the infirmary, she's like, "No, no, I'm fine."
I'm fine. Really.
No, no, I'm
Yeah,
fine. Oh, it's all good.
yeah. The more she says she's fine, the more I'm going. You know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say yeah.
Stefan's looking for all the
It
world to kick
doesn't
out of
work
a
like that.
bar fight.
Um, this is so good.
December is still properly freaking out, and like everyone that they would go to be like, "What do I do?" is disappearing in different directions.
Yeah.
So going with strength in numbers, December starts following Maria, following Temperance,
Yeah.
to the infirmary. And if anyone asks her like why she's going, she just says, "My legs don't work." Um, which is true.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of black comedy. I love it. Uh,
Oh,
so
look.
as the team gets split up between like the three of you going to the infirmary and in this case literally getting to hear some harsh words for the newly appointed headmistress slash principal, we're gonna go to break. Let's stretch a little bit our legs and for a couple of minutes, and then we'll return and finish the session. Okay, so see you in a bit, everybody. We'll keep on going. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Troublemakers will be a good name for this group, the Troublemakers. So as we're gonna resume the story, we're gonna say that you, Lyric, um, the headmistress is new at the job. You know, she's been a teacher for a while, but she's trying to be kind of like nice, and she goes for the approach of like, I'm gonna leave you out on this with a warning. Just like you cannot be biting people at school. Keep hold of yourself, type deal. And she also looks a bit off. You can almost tell in her face like 30% of her attention is still on Ophelius's look, and like so many unanswered questions, and the horrors of adolescence. So yeah, and we're gonna resume as you leave school. It's the end of the day. You had lunch already, probably, and we're gonna have that classic scene of everybody leaving, coming out of the school, and we see people getting on their bikes, some people getting on cars, lots of "see you Monday." Um, you can also almost feel how things are changing. People are gonna get into new positions here. You can see that probably Tiffany or Alice is gonna become cheerleader captain, which means that the other one's gonna become cheerleader number one, and there's all of these power struggles going on. So yeah, what would you like to do? As the four of you, we're gonna say, get out of the Oh, you went to the infirmary, Temperance. Uh, the nurse there, he was like, he basically gave you like some things to put there, like on your nose, and try to
I'm
help
imagining
you.
her with like gauze stuck up each nostril
Yeah, kind
for
of
like
like
the
trying
rest of the
to
day.
stop the bleeding, but he
Maria,
was
hurt
way
now.
more concerned about Ernie, and he's like, "Who did this? This is kind of a good bite." Uh,
Fight through together.
looks like
It's a good bite. There's the other vampire.
kind of
Yeah,
a
I was about to say you're better at this than she is. What are
yeah, kind of a solid bite for this. Um,
Life Force goes
and
wild.
Ernie's trying to play like the tough guy, and but as soon, of course, as the kind of like the alcohol gets around, he's not like twitching, just involuntarily as he's getting like kind of like examine a couple stitches, no, nothing that bad.
Should probably
He's
get
gonna
a
feel it
tetanus
though.
shot.
Yeah, he'll probably feel it tomorrow though. So yeah, the all for the four of you had a couple more classes, and then the day was over. We can have a lunch scene if you want. Otherwise, we could probably skip until like mid afternoon, as you are kind of like out of class for today, and you get the rest of the weekend to
I
do
was
whatever it is
gonna
that you want.
ask sort of a like, I guess, not like I guess a practical question.
Sure.
Vis-a-vis things or characters might possess. Who, which one of us can drive? Which one of us is the one with the car? 'Cause I feel like one. It's a group of four friends in high school. One
Yeah,
of us.
I agree.
And
Sure.
the way this is going, I think it is Tim. but I
I
It's a
think it
very
would have to
walkable.
be.
To be honest, it's a very walkable town and a very cyclable town. But getting a car is always good to get places quick enough. Um. So
It's
yeah,
the most dangerous way to travel in the
it's
town.
it's
absolutely.
it's actually
But
true.
I'm gonna say you're a vampire. Let's give you the car. Like
Temperance
probably
is
an old
barring
one,
her
an
on
old
being
fashioned
Subaru.
model. Yeah, kind of like
Subaru not helping with Maria's
Not
diagnosis.
beating the dyke allegations,
Not
yeah.
being the diagnosis. If your girlfriend
absolutely.
drives a Subaru, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
So
never
yeah.
gonna get rid of this.
You're not gonna
Well, you
listen.
can. Oh, by the way, conditions you can get rid of depending of you basically changing in the fiction your position. So, for example, if you were to appear with a boyfriend on Monday, we will clear the dike, you know,
Yeah, that's not gonna
condition
happen.
away. No.
It could. It would just. Oh my god! It's gonna crater something. Oh god!
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Um.
If you show up with a boyfriend money, Temperance is not losing that pathetic condition anytime soon. I'll tell you what.
So yeah. Um.
If we're all
Well,
getting in the car together, December, like if they haven't already managed to talk to all of you about Jake, they're gonna be like, something is wrong with Jake. A lot is wrong with Jake. I think Jake might be Archie, or Jake ate Archie, or Archie ate Jake, or why
Temperance
would you wear
pulls over to
pajamas
the
that are too
side of the
small?
road.
What do you
Um,
mean eight?
well, when I grabbed Jake, right? I kind of saw something, like when your brain kind of fuzzes and it's like you're like looking somewhere else. Yeah.
No.
Um, and I saw Jake and he was in his room. I mean, not that I've ever seen his room, but it looked like it could be his room. And he was wearing pajamas that were too small, and he went in a cupboard and Archie screamed. Does this mean he's gay?
Were you asleep when this happened?
Oh, I was in school. You can't sleep in school. It's one of the rules. I
I was
tried.
a little bit. Yes, it might mean he's gay, but that's not important. Why do you? No, because you knowing what his room looks like isn't important either. What
Was Archie
Something's wrong
inside
with
the
Jake.
closet?
is he just like puppeting him? Is Archie now our abnormal Jake?
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
I thought maybe Archie was wearing Jake,
It's
like
abnormal
a
Archie.
like a skin,
But Archie's dead.
like a costume.
Costume.
he
I
did call us freaks.
Jake doesn't do that.
Jake is
Isn't
scrupulously
he
nice.
dead?
And like I know Jake. I watched him for like a year. He wouldn't call us freaks.
So that's how you know what his room looks like. Okay.
December, we had a hard time trying to resurrect Lyric. How is Jake alive? How is Archie alive? And he got Jake's body out of a sudden so easily.
I don't know, but why did his body look normal? That was
His
weird.
body
It's
did
like
look
it's like
suspiciously normal.
it's like Archie got normal and Jake got weird, and that's the wrong way round. Like
if
Archie's body was normal and now Jake is a dick. But normally Archie's a dick and Jake's normal.
I think we're
Yeah,
missing a piece here, and by missing a piece here, I think I know exactly. I think we aren't missing a piece here. However, I think we have failed to consider the sort of like extreme the sort of Chris Angel mind freak elephant in the room of Ophelia, God's toothiest girl now.
yeah.
I do we think
Don't
that
don't don't bring
maybe
don't bring God into this. He has anything to do with how she looks right now. But yeah, we need to talk about Ophelia
the
because
devil's toothiest girl, as it were, and I
yeah, but Ophelia is like that, and it looks like she's mourning. Okay, she said that
why
to everyone in the middle of the
He is
hallway.
mourning.
Yeah, but
now
if she's mourning, how Archie's alive? Anything
But
Nothing
maybe
of
she
this
doesn't
makes
know.
sense.
At risk of sounding like, at risk of being the only person here who did, I don't think that's. I just feel like that's a lot more than mourning. I feel like that's a bit more. I feel like she's doing too much to be mourning. That all felt a bit actionable, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, going goth is a bit overboard.
Like I
Wait,
thought
so
mourning
that's
was
not
just
morning?
no. Well,
No,
it's
no,
usually
sorry, wait.
it's a lot of wearing black and crying. She was doing way too much.
The teeth were not normal morning.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm still confused.
Well, if it was Ophelia, then yeah, why wouldn't she be hanging out with not Jake now?
Yeah,
Also,
Speaking
where's
of,
my Jake?
yeah, go
I'm.
ahead.
I mean,
As
if
you are,
Archie is in Jake, then Jake is in Archie.
Oh my god, he really is
So
dead.
Jake's dead? Do I have to be a goth?
No, I think
Yes.
we
That's
might
the
need
right
to.
conclusion of
I
it.
don't know about the first question. The second question's answer is yes.
Okay.
Maybe
Um,
we should go to Jake's, see
okay, I
how
know where that
he
is.
is.
I think we
I
might
know
need
where
to
they keep
check
the spare key.
somewhere else first. You have to stop saying the most concerning things imaginable. I think we might need to check a location first. Point of Archibald's body. Um, and then Temperance like takes a second, gets out the car, checks the trunk, sees the shovel still in there, closes the trunk, comes back around. Anyone
Oh,
up
the
for
little
some
grave robbing
more?
among friends.
You're all free tonight, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
love
mean,
this.
I was gonna jump off a building to show how human bodies fall, but
Lyric.
I can learn that
This
another
is
time. That's
another
okay.
thrill, by the way. Going and digging someone up from the dead. That sounds like a
this is
once in a
fun too. This
lifetime
is fun
thrill. Yeah,
too.
You like to do something less risky, but also still very risky?
exactly.
Sure.
Okay, well in that case, I'm going to put you on point for exhuming a corpse. Okay. Um
I love this so much.
oh god, I'm gonna have to tell TT I'm gonna miss their game night. Oh no. Okay. Um in the meantime,
We can
anyone
skip this
hungry?
and go for the exhuming right now if you want to. I'm totally game for this, unless you want to do something else before that.
That's good. I want to
Yeah.
find
I'm
Jake.
okay to skip.
Yeah.
What does
Okay.
one wear to an exhuming?
Probably at night.
Dark
Making sure that
clothes.
nobody's like looking around. In that case, let's just
So
move then.
camo.
Yeah. Let's go for the nighttime. We were like daylight for most of this. Now we go nighttime. And if Duskmore Cemetery looked like creepy and weird at day, at night the thing is basically horrifying right out the gate. Like the abandoned, ruined abbey looks like something out of a kind of a story in which monsters appear. Dark Souls doesn't exist yet, but it will be kind of a Dark Souls thing in the future. Um, you see the headstones. There's a bit of mist as well because even though it's been super hot and it's slightly getting colder now and a little bit wetter. And as soon as there's a little bit of air, of water in the air, the mist returns to the moors. And as you approach, you see that the whoever gets the graveyard shift here literally, and whoever guard walks around, you see like a little flashlight going around very slowly, and you're gonna get plenty of time um for doing this. I'm gonna ask one of you to do. Well, you can take turns to do the digging, but I want one of you to be the one that gets to the actual casket and needs to open it. Who wants to be the one to do that?
What's the most interesting answer here?
I'm trying to think of who would be doing the digging, and it would probably come down to, I think, Temperance and Lyric, if only because Temperance would start off like, no, it's fine, and Maria does the digging, and then like 3 seconds of like, actually, no, give me that. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
let's
Because
go
we are
for lyric. Lyric, as you're the one doing like the last shovels, you're shoveling the dirt away, and then you hit like the wood there. What is the thing you're most afraid of will happen when you open this?
Ooh. Oh my god. I haven't had to think of what Lyric would be afraid of at this point in life, in Afterlife.
Yeah.
Hmm. I guess I guess at this point what she's most afraid of is something completely normal.
Like finding the body decomposing?
Yeah, finding just the normal like body dead
Sure.
as like no wait. No. What she's most afraid of is that someone found the dick and cleaned it off. Like the Sharpie dick.
Okay. You hit it. You now need to open it to see the truth, whether it happens or not. So I'm gonna ask you to keep your cool. So roll with your cold, and then
Oh no, that's the worst
we'll
one.
see whether your worst fear becomes
Oh no, that's not the worst one.
becomes a reality or not.
That is cold. Ooh, that's bad.
no.
Mark
That's a 5.
experience, and as you touch it, you open it up, and it's worse than you thought. Not only is the sharpie gone, the whole corpse is gone. The
Oh,
casket is empty. There's no one here.
well, that's not supposed to happen.
Not at all.
Yeah, we did all that killing and now we're doing all this jigging and there's nothing here.
I think
Great.
everybody in this town is just an awful murderer. I just don't think we're. I don't know if we're cut out for this.
No.
Oh.
And you get all of you
Hmm.
get a chill running down your back as you realize that this killing isn't done yet. Somehow. What would you like to do?
You're gonna have to kill him again.
I
Or
don't.
finding whoever has the body.
Okay. Does it look like are we talking zombie reanimation here? Like, does it look like someone broke out of the casket? Or like he was never in it
No.
to begin
The
with?
casket looks actually the casket looks like somebody opened it like from where you are, like from outside. So yeah, no, it's not
The
Someone
second time
robbed
this
this
game
grave
has
before
this
us.
yeah, no,
no.
we're on the leftovers now. We're on scraps of grave robbing. Jesus.
So someone took Archie out of the casket and took him somewhere, and
Yeah,
also Jake is weird.
yeah, basically.
With
Not necessarily in that order.
no,
Exactly.
Oh,
in an order.
okay.
I think we should talk to Jake. I mean, whatever is currently looking like Jake.
I love how much you are in denial. This is not my Jake.
Like Jake back.
My this isn't my
this, is,
day.
this is
You're
Yeah,
not my
meeting
why
him, but this
Jake.
one is mine.
Jake is
Yeah,
my perfect normal human. Give him back.
yeah,
Thought I was your perfect normal human now.
yeah,
But now you're weird and dead. I had to revert.
yeah, while you guys decide, I'm going to start feeling this hole again because
Oh,
you
oh,
know.
wait.
Don't give me that.
That
Yeah, and she's with a shovel, you know, filling the hole because that's enough crimes for a week, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what are you going to do now?
Temperance snaps to and grabs the shovel and starts filling the
They got a
hole.
full casket of nothing.
Oh god.
I can't hear you, Assis.
oh yeah.
Hmm?
It's like a weird thing on the mic. Uh, oh, just gonna fix it. So, the rest of you, any ideas of what you would like to do here?
Am
Um,
I alive again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this mic is so delicate. Um,
Oh.
no, I was just saying before you start filling it again, Lyric will take out her Sharpie and just draw a dick on the coffin.
What's wrong?
On the
Just
inside
for
or
good
the
measure.
outside? Yeah.
Oh, inside.
Oh, sure. Yeah, like a giant one there. Awesome. Um, how about the rest of you?
Maria is down to what everyone wants to do because she's a people pleaser. So she's
Yeah,
like
love it.
here, right?
She absolutely, she's a people pleaser.
Yeah, she's like, so what do
Uh,
you guys want to do now?
I I hate to say this, we might need to. Oh God, we might need to talk to Tiffany. We might need to talk to Miss Brewster. You were the last person to talk to Miss Brewster. Lyric, did she? How was she doing? Because she didn't seem
I
to know anything about Ophelia's whole deal. Let's say
I don't think she's happy that that her daughter's turning goth.
I don't know.
people tend not to be happy when their daughter turns anything, but that's fair. Um, okay.
Do you
Oh,
think it was Miss Brewster?
no, I don't think it was Miss Brewster. I don't think Miss Brewster knows anything about this. I don't think Miss Brewster would have been asking us where Ophelia was this morning. I don't think she would have been absolutely flabbergasted and gobsmacked when her own daughter walked into the classroom she was supposed to be in. I don't think the problem is no one else knows anything. So I don't know. Do we have to just figure out what everyone else doesn't know and go from there? Because no one knows.
Well,
Do we know where Ophelia was during the ceremony, during the funeral?
No.
she was
We
just
don't.
I
gone.
think the only person who knows where Ophelia was is probably Ophelia.
What are we gonna do? Ask her?
It's
Yeah.
an option. The most direct one. Confront her.
The
Hopefully,
only
corner
people
her somewhere where she's alone. And now she goes alone. She used to go around with two other people. Now she's only on her own.
Maybe
It seems.
we could ask one of her friends what happened between them and not ask directly to her, wait, hey, where were you when your
Yeah.
boyfriend died or something like that?
Yeah.
Huh. I think. Oh, not
the
not to get. Hmm?
the things this week everything keeps changing. People keep changing. And that's it's not normal. Um Jake is different, Ophelia's different, and Mr. Arrington's different. Those are the problem people. They're the ones who need to change back,
Mr.
preferably.
Well,
Harrington's not different so much as gone, but I also we haven't
when,
seen Mr. Harrington, but I don't know. He just seemed. No, you're right.
well, usually when other people die, other people change also. I don't think people are going to be back to normal December.
But he didn't become a goth.
Who?
Or is smoking being a goth for adults? Adults are so boring.
Close.
Yeah, I think it
It's
is.
very similar.
Okay, fine. He did become a goth.
Yeah.
But if you
Then
want
then
to
it's
see
just
Jake,
Ophelia and Jake.
yeah, if you want to see Jake, we can see Jake. We
I
can see
want to
Jake
see Jake,
today.
but I'm scared of him. He's not
He
right.
calls us freaks again, I'll bite him.
Yeah, you're not
He's
alone.
all
That's a promise.
he's all hard. It's weird.
Um,
Like under his skin.
Mm,
um,
you
No, no,
it,
outside his clothes.
Uh,
do you think he? Oh my god! I
and did he ask you before?
in the hallway?
No, like
are you
he,
guys talking about sex?
no,
I'm so
Not yet.
confused.
No, yeah.
it was
I
a
know.
fight. It's not sex. Those are different. Sometimes, apparently.
Lilith is
Uh,
going to whisper to Tempest. Who told December what sex is?
who's to blame here?
Who's corrupting the
It was
Oh,
probably me.
Uh,
It was
there's
probably
sex
Lyric.
now.
Yeah, it was probably me.
It was I. You really should remember these things.
okay.
If I go see Jake, I want you to come too, all of you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll
So are
be
you going
there,
to
not
Jake's?
being alone.
Eye for an eye. We visit. I
A
mean,
Jake for
there's
a Jake.
Jake for a Jake. I mean, there's two
Jake
days in
for
the
a J.
weekend. Let's say we see Jake the first day, and we
We
try
can
to
go see him
ask
now.
Ophelia. Well, I suppose today's the first day. We go see Jake now, and then at
I
some
mean,
other point
I'm
this
assuming
weekend
it's
we go try
night,
to.
In
right?
fairness, it's night and we're covered in dirt.
Yeah. You can go tomorrow. You can go tonight, like as you are, because you're
I
very
need to
dirty.
shower
Yeah,
desperately. We
probably.
can't
Yeah.
go. I don't care how abnormal Jake is. I don't need to be showing up anywhere looking like this. Um, go see Jake one day and Ophelia the next.
Okay.
Weekend plans.
That's the plan.
All right.
Okay, everyone is going home now.
Mm.
Anyone hungry before we go?
Yes, I am hungry. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to go home. Please, someone.
We can stop.
So you get inside the Subaru. Which color is the Subaru?
I think it's like red, but like I'm trying to think of an uncool like maroon.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I don't know. It's I'm thinking a weirdly fatherly Subaru, which in its own way does loop
Yeah.
back around to being even dykier.
Awesome. And as you get in the car and you're driving away, we see you go in the distance, the four of you with your plans and your idea. And once again, we see a handicam and a hand, which was looking at what you were doing, recording everything you just said and you were talking about. And the little red light goes and out, in and out. And as we're finishing the episode, we got the rights to one song, which is Love Me Forever by Motorhead. But we're going to get a female cover of it. And the lyrics start and it says, Love me forever or not at all. End of our tether, backs to the wall. Give me your hand. Don't ever ask why. Promise me nothing. Live till we die. And we see a black Pontian Firebird. And inside, on the passenger seat, we see a kind of half decomposed, half dead Archibald Arrington. Barely sit with the safety belt on, and a hand very strongly, tightly grabbing his own. And the song keeps on going. It started with a piano and just the little sweet voice, this female voice, and then it becomes and gets to the end, kind of a rock ballad. And it says, Love me or leave me, tell me no lies, ask me no questions, send me no spies. You know love's a thief, steal your heart in the night, slip through your fingers, you best hold on tight. And the car gets into the woods, it stops, the lights go off, and the driver's seat door opens up, and a young woman with frizzy big black hair, black leather jackets, and boots, and some leather black pants as well comes out of it. And as the song finishes, we turn and see her looking very determined as the lyrics finish. Everything changes, it all stays the same. Everyone guilty, no one to blame. Every way out brings you back to the start. Everyone dies to break somebody's heart. And that's how we're going to end tonight's episode, everybody. So, thank you so much. That was so good. We had so much fun. Didn't you all? I hope you did. So,
Yes.
this was session one. We're gonna talk about it after this, but you're not gonna get to see it. That's just for us. So, I've been your master of ceremonies. My name is Helena. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me over at itch.io if you want to check my designs. I'm also a game designer. I've been so for a decade now. As Helena Real, all one word, .itch.io. If you want to follow my stuff, and I'm also there. There's some links to my coffee and my blue sky as well. Thank you so much. And now we're gonna get to the rest of my wonderful players to say goodbye to you. So let's start with you, Assis.
Hi, I'm Assis. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me at most social medias at lesbianing. That's lesbian and yearning smushed together.
So
Um, and you can find me a lot of days over on Panzer's tables, including like 20, bit under 24 hours from now. Um, and yeah, check out God Killer Kismet, which will come out eventually. We're working on it.
awesome. And now we go to Flavia.
Hi everyone, my name is Flavia. You can find me at Blue Sky, at Vinhar, Vinhaar, and also on Twitch. I stream on Twitch at same handle. And on April, we're going to start a 30 Sword Lesbians game. So if you want to watch it, it's on Thursdays also. And that's
Very
it.
good. Awesome. Thank you so much, Flavia. I'm gonna definitely be watching that. I love that game.
Yes, it's great.
Magnolia, how about you?
Hi, I'm Magnolia. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Blue Sky at Daisy Power Hour, no spaces, all lowercase, on Blue Sky. And if the Daisy Power, the nickname on the account is Female Hysteria, and if you see any of the posts, you will see why. And every Tuesday, if you want to see me being slightly more normal than I am on the TL, you can find me every other Tuesday. Actually, you can find me at Scones Tavern on Twitch, where we play Dragonbane every Tuesday. I'm playing a little halfling elementalist named Dimes Littlebrook. She's unpleasant and a menace, and it's very fun. And that's SKOENSTAVERN at Twitch or .twitch.com or
Yeah, awesome.
twitch.tv. I
Slash that.
The
It's
URL's
okay.
killing me.
Thank you, Magnolia. Last
Forward
but not
slash
least,
backslash. I don't know.
yeah. Last but not least, Miranda.
Hey, I've been Miranda. You can find me on Blue Sky and unfortunately Twitter, at Debenham1. If you want to catch other stuff that I'm in, have a look at the Heroes Without Limits channel. It's for TTRPG players with disabilities. And you can see me over there in Mousecapades, which is a very cute and adorable little game about mice having adventures.
I
They
love
have
that.
swords and everything. It's great.
Mouse capades is
Uh,
perfect.
Mousecapades, it's so cute. That's be me. Thank you.
Awesome. So this has been Euphoria. Remember, follow us on social listed below. Subscribe to the channel here. Support us on Patreon. Join our Discord. And remember that this is part of the amazing TTRPG Girls event this month. There are a lot of other games that are happening right now on this channel. So stay tuned. Come and join us. And thank you so much. And we'll see you for part 2 out of 3, same time next week, everybody. Good night.
Bye.